Welcome to the Honor Among Men podcast. I am David. To the right of me, we have
Mr. Maverick.
To my far right, we have
Mikey Mike.
And special guest friend to the show, reoccurring. You're going to become a fixture, bro. To my left, we have
B Earth.
Man, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We about to get right to it. The Honor Amongst Men podcast. We gonna talk about it all, man. We gonna talk about politics, and we gonna talk about analytics. Say, no, I don't know. I'm just
Get him.
I felt it, but then I didn't feel it.
He said, I'm there, but I'm not.
Hey, I'm there, but I'm not. No, but we gonna talk about whatever there is to talk about, man. And right now, we gonna get right on into, you know what I mean? Hey, so do we care about trick question, by the way, saying no, not really. Do we care about LeBron doing win to the Lakers? Like, do we care
absolutely
about that?
not.
Yes, we do.
He said absolutely.
Like, you don't even have to ask that question.
Absolutely
brother.
not.
It's just gonna be a bigger embarrassment. He's not gonna make it to the finals.
Wow.
Bro, y'all think
this
that's
guy just said it's gonna be a bigger embarrassment.
Y'all think that's it right there?
Yeah, it's done.
No, they not done.
They done.
Let me tell you something. LeBron, he's strategic. Okay, he doesn't make a move if he don't, see some positive results, brother.
I feel like I just read that the Lakers got rid of like a bunch of people though. Did I just read that?
The thing is, this trade is gonna be a waste of time if he doesn't get some more superstars.
He got Rondo.
He's coming. I mean, Rondo is the man. Like
Rondo is
I rock with
trash.
Rondo right now,
Right.
off the court. That boy a fighter,
Yeah.
Rondo is not gonna do anything.
man. Rondo the
Yeah,
man.
they got
Y'all
Lonzo.
tripping.
Why they need Rondo when they got Lonzo?
Rondo
forget
can't
Lonzo.
score. Right?
Same like Lonzo.
Man,
You need scorers
forget Lonzo.
this day and age.
Man, Rondo
right?
can
If
make
you're
it
not
happen with
putting
him
the
and
ball in the
LeBron.
hole,
With him and
you're
LeBron,
just running back and forth.
you tripping right now.
I'm just saying, you got teams out here that's scoring.
Let me tell you
Just
something.
every time they touch the
Another
ball.
star. is
Hashtag
coming.
Warriors.
Another star is on. Another star is on the way. My
Another-
people will let you know in due time.
Hey, he said another star.
Make
is
sure
on
you
the
know.
way.
Make sure your ESPN notification is on.
That's definitely on as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely on as well.
Stay on.
Who on their way?
Bro, I ain't about to say it on air. Come on, you don't pay me that much,
Because
brother.
no one wants to play with LeBron. No one.
Nobody.
That way.
Nobody. You get the Chris Paul.
People want championships.
Chris Bosh treatment.
If that was the case, Kyrie would have stayed with him. But
Ooh.
no one wants
Shots
to play with
fired.
No.
Shots fired.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that on air, bro. Do not do that
just
on
saying.
air. It's not about championships with him. He wants to win championships on his own, bro. That sounded like
That was
somebody
Duck.
was behind me.
Duck.
That
He
was
said that sounded like somebody was behind you.
Say, Drew grabbed the bag.
Jeez.
Oh man. Wow. Okay. So LeBron. That's it. That's all we got.
Bro, you gonna do this right
It
now?
was a-
Like,
it
he
was
gonna
saying.
keep it
It
going.
was
Look,
a
I'm
great.
just
It was
saying.
a great
I'm
financial
just saying.
move.
For sure, he's
It
thinking
was
about
a
his
great
family.
financial
Okay.
And he
move.
about to
I can
retire.
say that.
Okay.
He gonna retire with
But
the
as
Lakers.
far as
play with
championships,
his
he got
son.
4 years. I don't see him getting one ring. in
Not
4
one.
years.
Not one.
Laker Town. What you call him on what's the Lake Show? I'm officially a Laker fan.
You officially a Lakers fan?
I'm officially a Laker fan.
There's not enough pieces to put
Wait,
on that team.
that
First of
sounds
all,
like bandwagoning though.
Oh,
No,
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 that's him.
that's not
That's
bandwagon.
LeBron wagon.
No, it's not LeBron wagoning.
He got
I
a whole
roll
army
with
with
my
him.
mans. Look, bro, if you switch sides to a different team, don't switch sides. Don't
Whoa,
switch sides.
Don't tell me you gonna back me if I switch sides.
Hashtag.
Edit my facial expression. If you go to a different team, I'm rocking with you regardless. And I'm gonna copy your jersey. You feel me? Because you my
Word.
man. So
Word.
me and Brian
I
will
was
go
just
way
gonna
back.
say because I'm not
feel
sure if you and okay. That's what's up though.
Bro,
That's
relax.
what's up.
That's news. That's news to me. I'm
Oh,
just
for
saying.
sure. Yeah. No, it's not.
Clearly,
Now it's old.
Clearly, now it's not news. I still need to
So
process it.
You're
but-
okay with rooting for 10 teams in 1 decade?
Good
Moving
night.
on. I'm not rooting for teams. I'm rooting for my mans.
Good night.
Okay.
You feel me?
Heat. Cavaliers.
He
said 10
rooted for the
teams.
Heat twice.
Oh yeah, okay.
He said 10 bro, he didn't double dutch. Like, bro,
He rooted for the
he
Heat
went there
twice.
for he stayed there for a couple
He
years.
said, "Wait a minute, I ain't done rooting for y'all."
He did his thing. He
Let me
got
come
2
back.
out of them.
2 out of what?
Bang bang
He
boogie.
got 2 in the Heat. He got
I just said that. That's why you gotta wait. Hold on, Drew, producer, is his headphone on? Like, can we
cut his headphones up?
turn me up some?
Boogie Cousins just went to the Warriors.
He did.
That's an all-star team.
Me and this guy can go back and forth with this.
Yeah,
like,
clearly.
literally for hours.
Clearly.
Like,
So I don't even know why you
like
did that.
doing the
dog.
playoffs.
I
Like
do not know why you did that.
It used to be rough starting the day in the morning because one of us was coming for each other head in the morning. It'd be 6 in the morning. I'm getting alerts like, did you see what happened?
Somebody texting somebody. Oh man, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. All right, look, because listen, this is what else I want to talk about too, man. What y'all think? This about maybe like 2 weeks old. Maybe not 2 weeks, maybe like a week and a half old. But what y'all think about the Roseanne situation? Like for those who may not know, she basically talked about she's not a politician per se, but man, I can't even think of the lady name. All right, her name escapes me. But anyway, Roseanne said that the lady looked like the Muslim Brotherhood had a baby with
Maxine Water.
No, Maxine Waters. Had a baby with Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what she said. The Muslim Brotherhood had a baby with Planet of the Apes. Now, immediately, it came off of Twitter. She took it off, but you already know how black Twitter will do you when they don't like what you done said. When you done said something that they can't get with.
Oh, Valerie Jarrett.
Yeah, VJ. She put her her initials in it. And so they went for it. They screenshotted it and just came for her head. She lost the show. You know what I mean? Lost the show. That just got on air 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Was doing good, actually. I hadn't even had a chance to check it out. But either way, the show is done. Next thing you know, she apologizes. They like, nah, we not accepting the apology. Then she gets on the interview and starts crying. I'm so sorry. Tears shed. Now all of a sudden, she's supposedly getting like all these
death threats.
Yeah, well, death threats, and that was like the whole thing. But I'm just saying, like now I guess after the the emotion. Now she getting more offers. Like people got her back. So I'm just saying, like, what do we think about that? Like,
basically,
she's like, I lost everything. She actually said that. Like, I lost everything. Did she get what she deserved?
If she's getting offers now, she definitely didn't get enough.
Right.
So she definitely got what she deserved when they canceled her show.
Right. It just sucks that it affected the whole cast. Her actions affected so many. That's really the downfall of it. But her as an individual, yeah, she shouldn't have been on air.
We super sensitive, I think.
Okay.
And I was waiting to hear that. I'm kind of feeling the same way. But finish your statement.
I just think us as the black people, we take everything like we already know her politics and her viewpoint. Like, if people can't have their viewpoint, then what's the point in having a conversation? Like, she feel this way. If you've seen Roseanne back in the day or today, like, it's a super duper conservative, over the top.
Facts.
Opposite of
what do you disagree with? That she hasn't always been conservative?
She's not conservative, bro. She's definitely not conservative.
He said he
So now you're stereotyping. Okay, I was with you for a minute.
I thought she was. Maybe I am stereotyping.
When Bush was running the first time, she was one of the main people along with Rosie O'Donnell to say that he's just a drunk cowboy from Texas that is going to ruin the nation. And she's always been against. She came out against Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
Rosie O'Donnell. So she's definitely not.
She for Donald.
She definitely not conservative.
So she definitely not conservative, but
She's racist. She's racist as all get out.
So would it have been and feel me when I say this, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Would it had been different if a black person said VJ looked like somebody from the Planet of the Apes?
Unfortunately, yes. Because people were like, oh, yeah, it's funny. That's funny. People been
It was funny when she said it.
I was just gonna say.
Nah,
So
sir.
was it not funny when she said it? Did it not have a little truth to it? Like, have we seen this lady?
Oh man.
Right.
I'm just saying, have we seen this?
Search her again.
And like the lady don't look. I mean, like if you saw her, like you wouldn't automatically go with, oh yeah, that's a black woman. Like you wouldn't automatically go with that's a black woman.
But what we do as black people, we from the joke. Everything is a joke. We joke
That's
people.
where we come from.
And she is a comedian.
That's
She's a
a
comedian,
fact.
so we
And
throw
she's
shots.
a comedian. And comedians are super like controversial. They're known for
Say whatever.
facts.
I just think we take everything, and I think because she used a monkey quote,
That's my thing.
we went like, oh no, like if she would have said she looked like a pit bull, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's nothing, or
Hey, hold on. This is the first time we ever agreed.
I know.
Somewhat agreed.
Actually, why
Bro,
we sitting
can we
next to each
cheers?
other? Breaking news.
The world has just ended.
AZ just froze over.
Straight up.
We need a new topic. We gotta disagree here. We need a new topic.
This
It don't
can't
even
go
feel
this. It can't be this easy of a night.
Oh man, this is hilarious. No,
but
so go ahead.
It make you think though. It make you think. Just looking at it from that standpoint, not having that double standard, but with the open mind, like even if she's racist or if she's not racist, like can a white person make a joke about a black person? Like how many black people have made, jokes about white people? And I'm talking about the way they talk, everything.
So
we call the president a Jack and Landon all the time.
right, okay,
Man.
okay, but hold on,
Oh,
because
it's going there.
He is the president.
no, because what I'm saying is, are there taboo subjects for white people?
Not no more.
Like if you say this to a white person, they gonna be mad and you gonna be in some kind of trouble. Like, is there a thing?
Yes.
What is it?
When a black person says I have good credit.
He just
Where's the
making
sound
jokes up
effect?
there.
Where's the sound effect?
He from Orange
I
County.
think
Crickets.
calling him a cracker.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so you really think that white people get offended off that?
I've seen him.
You've seen
I
white people
think
get
they
offended
would.
from getting called cracker?
Yeah, I've seen him. It affects him.
Wow. I was going to say another C word that I'm obviously not going to use, but I've definitely
Dang, I wanna
seen.
know now.
I know what that word
Yeah,
is.
Scrabble or
yeah.
something? I'm not-
I've seen white people go ballistic when you
And I
call
don't
them that specific C word.
And I didn't even know what the word meant.
Me
So
neither when I
was
first heard
like,
it.
Man, how y'all going to do
When I first heard it,
Was it on the Jeffersons?
Let me go.
no.
Jeff is not a black word.
Yeah, nah. It's a word that you call white people.
I can't spell.
No? Yeah? Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, well, right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
Like they get super offended.
Oh, man.
it's a C word, guys. I mean, I don't know. I'm blind. If you didn't know that, I can't see it.
For
either.
one,
So
it's used like universally though in that
Is it?
realm.
I don't think
Heck
we
yeah.
use it.
Not us in
Oh,
that
okay,
culture.
okay.
Yeah, let me. It's almost like you know what I'm saying.
But they
Never-
cuss
never
words are
heard that
different.
one.
They cuss
Yeah.
different than us.
So, but I'm
It's a
saying like
universal
it's
term
not
when you
what
see it.
what I'm saying is I'm not sure if it's the same. Like as far as like, oh yeah, let them joke. We joke about them. Like they don't get like there's nothing sensitive in the community except that word. And now apparently the word cracker, which this is my first time hearing that, but if you've seen it, then it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's nothing really that sensitive. Like it's a bunch of words that's sensitive as far as we are concerned. Like taboo. I ain't gonna say sensitive. I'm gonna say taboo. Like, bro, you already know. Like you can't
Right.
say certain
can't.
stuff to us.
Right.
We just sensitive.
And that's,
And that's what it is, huh?
Yeah, I just think it's too much. Like, monkey, like, are we still there? Are we still like we come from animals or we come from monkeys? We still gonna go all the way back there each time? Like it's 2018.
And you said she doesn't even like look black at that.
Yeah, nah, she don't.
Like,
Just get over our
She
feelings.
don't. If she said she was, you would be like, huh.
Well, we get mad at everything. What was the sister name that was working for
NAACP.
NAACP? Saying
Yeah, I
she
was
Oh
thinking about her,
yeah,
too.
word. She the first transracial person.
Yeah, but that was interesting.
that was totally.
that
She
was-
got a
that was
Netflix
interesting,
special,
bro.
Thing, how did she get away with that?
bro.
was
She got a
interesting.
How did
Netflix
Those
special.
people that work in the building with her not know she wasn't a black.
No, and low key, she passed. Like when you see her
Yeah, when I
now,
looked
like
at her-
she could pass.
But it's the first time in history a
'Cause she
white
threw the-
person has passed for black. Like we just know.
She threw braids. She threw braids in her head.
Oh, Rachel
Dolezal.
There you go.
She threw braids in her head. Got the lingo. Got the slanguage. Got
That's
with a
all
black
it
dude.
takes.
She got black kids.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know she went that far.
Yeah, she got
Oh,
black kids. She
yeah,
said
bro.
she's literally like how
She
transgender
identified, yeah.
people go. I've been this way all my life.
Yeah.
That's literally how she feels.
She like the real Uncle Ruckus, but you know.
Facts.
She identifies
I love
with,
Uncle
with
Ruckus.
black.
I didn't know.
Black.
I definitely didn't know she went that far.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
she definitely went that far.
That's why, like you, when an individual go that far back and into their research and their efforts, like if she come to us, it's not like you gonna like really question a whole lot if it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Word.
You can have it.
you ain't go, but it's not even something that you think about. If
Right,
she say she
right,
black,
right.
it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
all right, I seen whiter black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me?
Facts.
So it's something like you wouldn't even question, but for it to come out, it's like, dang.
Her parents came out.
Yeah.
Two white folks like, yeah, she's not. I'm not sure what she's doing right now.
Did she do the Sammy Davis situation with her skin, or is that like tan?
No.
Wait, not the
Sammy
Sammy
Sosa.
Sosa.
Sammy
That
Sosa.
dude said Sammy Davis. I was like, what's the Sammy Davis? I
I
don't
pulled my phone off of Google.
know what that is.
Y'all know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. But no, the Sammy Sosa, but just in reverse, or is that like tan status?
Nah, you know what? I think she just was in the sun. I don't think she did nothing to her skin because, like I said, I watched the.
She was pasty.
I watched the. What
as
is
a little
pasty?
girl,
like what is?
bro,
Oh,
pasty.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
her
okay.
skin.
Twilight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she just did a lot of tanning. You funny.
How you go from no sun to like
to,
sun,
to
burnt,
melanin?
sun kiss? You know what I'm
Charlemagne.
saying?
Word. He said the Charlemagne.
Well, he sold
The
on
bleached.
Man, relax, bro.
He sold. What did
I
you
don't
just
think
say?
he bleached. I don't think he bleached.
Nah, me
He just
neither.
started
Said he
ta-
sold
just started
out?
Oh,
taking-
he sold
just
out.
started taking
Cool.
care of his skin.
Can you say that?
Charlemagne sold out.
Cool.
What?
Shots fired. That's definitely shots fired.
And that's my guy.
Oh, you did not just do that.
Elaborate, please.
DJ Andy.
You did not just do that.
This dude do anything for attention.
That doesn't make sense.
Bro, he controversial. Like
He does
bro,
his
he's like a
job.
you.
He like a mix.
He definitely does his job.
What you mean?
He doesn't. I ain't
what
no
he's
brown
there for.
nose though. That boy brown nose to a whole nother
No.
level.
What?
No, he's like the complete
Bro,
opposite.
complete opposite.
I don't like him.
Maybe you know Charlemagne. Maybe you talking about the
You talking about
historical,
somebody
I'm
else.
talking about
the
Charlemagne.
historical
Dog.
Charlemagne.
From
The
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Not dinner.
Brown nosing. He's like the complete bro.
You come on to get all that.
He's
All the people he in
so
with.
far on the other end
No.
of that spectrum.
Listen, you,
Bro.
Steve Harvey
when no,
You
bro,
just
well,
said
look,
he a
bro.
coon.
Man, what we?
He
what
just
we
said
doing?
Steve Harvey
What
a
we
coon.
doing?
I just, all of them. Anybody.
That escalated quickly.
What we doing?
Yeah, I'm just
Hey,
upset.
bro.
About it. What was out there?
Wow.
What we
You
talking
are
about? Rose-
wilding right
Like,
now.
You definitely have to tell us like how
Yeah,
did you
you-
come to this? Like
just-
what made him of
Bro,
all people?
He was on Bill Myers show going
Is that,
in.
there we go. Who show was he on?
Wait, who was on Bill Maher's show?
Who show
Charlemagne.
Was, exactly.
Bro, he
You talking
defends
about,
the black community more than
Like none
anyone.
other.
Bill
I
Maher. You
get
talking about
it.
that HBO show? He
Yeah,
got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I ain't know
the
that.
Bill Myers show. Bill Maher.
Maher, yeah.
But actually, Charlemagne, he has a show on HBO that's coming out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about
You
that.
read that book?
Oh yeah, listen to it anyway.
Number one book. That book is amazing.
Hold on, bro, because you're not finna get away with what
Right.
you just
Yeah,
said.
no, you gotta
You have
explain.
to explain this.
You definitely not finna get away with what you just said.
All of them. That whole Breakfast Club.
So,
Bro,
about
stop the surface stuff. Like, come on.
Nah,
so
right.
let's
Come on, give us
backtrack.
some-
Let's
give us
backtrack
some-
a
give
little
us a
bit
backstory.
and talk about Steve
How
Harvey
we
for
get there?
just a second.
Why you
like-
go there?
No,
Come
because
on,
he
bro.
just called him a coon,
He
and
is, man.
I want to
I
understand.
mean, I try to shave my head bald, but I just feel like
I
Steve
wanna
Harvey went a whole
understand.
nother way.
How.
He met with Donald first. of
Okay, okay,
all. That's probably the biggest one right there.
that makes him a coon.
And then that TV show he got, he just be
What
he be
TV
doing-
show?
with the little kids. He's
Not
sitting
the
down.
game show.
No, not the not.
Oh, the kids say the darndest thing
yeah,
joint.
that little.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but
does that make
it's a
him
version of
coon? I
Yeah.
don't
Kids say
know if
that.
Yeah,
you're
boy, you
using
shuffle,
that.
you shuffle with your feet enough for them.
Because what is a coon?
Right. I'm
Shout out.
thinking that's not.
So
Somebody that
be
shout out
specific. Be specific.
Somebody that show our race just for them, like just be a black face on me. Well, what's your definition of a coon, sir?
a coon. I think.
Like exploit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Sell out, exploit.
Our race just
But
sit
how
there
did
and say,
you-
"I'm gonna be." What's the guy name that was on the Popeyes commercial?
Okay. Now, to me, that's cooning.
that's a little different.
To
though.
me, that's
He talking
corny.
about
when you take the
wide
culture,
receiver.
if you take the culture,
Ray
just-
Rice,
Wide
Jerry
receiver,
Rice.
Jerry Rice.
You take the culture just for them to laugh at it and see it. You just selling ourselves out.
That-
Even what's come on the daggone Kanye West on the daggone awards just came out when he interrupted Drake. Like he just doing stuff just to be seen.
Wait,
Now. Like
wait, hold on.
I just heard about
Did
that.
that just
today.
happen?
I didn't.
Yeah, he
I
came-
didn't-
On
I think
what?
I thought he interrupted Rihanna.
it was Drake and some.
Just now, like
Yeah,
on
this,
what?
This
Award
happened.
show?
This happened.
Ooh.
This happened. I don't think it's really hit like major media yet, but it definitely popped up on my news.
He was
feed
like,
on
my heroes is
YouTube.
Walt Disney and all that stuff.
Whoa,
And he was like, had
word?
the Walt
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
earphones on.
That
That's what Kanye
was,
West
that was a
said.
deal breaker, huh?
Yeah, that's no, that's a stretch.
You know Walt Disney was like a pedophile. And
All of
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All
For
them though.
sure.
That's why
But
he like.
who did this?
Kanye West.
Kanye.
He like interrupted. I think
He was Drake and
Interrupted
assistant.
Rihanna.
Drake and
Rihanna's-
Rihanna or something like that.
He was about to give her an award or whatever.
So they was okay.
was
But
it Michael
that's
Jackson?
But I
not
don't see how
cooning
you
though. That's
compare that.
Kanye.
That's Kanye.
He said that's not cooning. That's Kanye.
Is Kanye not a coon yet?
That's Kanye.
Man, I don't call Kanye a coon,
Let me
man.
tell you how Kanye West is a coon, and I'm gonna break it down. This gonna be
Man, how you gonna break down Kanye and you
No,
ain't break
man,
down
you
to
break down-
Charlemagne?
right, you
Because
gotta-
y'all making me mad now.
Hold up,
at
bro.
this
You
point.
can't walk past.
Break down to Charlemagne
Like,
first. I don't.
We need to understand this.
Nah, I'm done with him. I'm done with all them. I'm on Kanye West right now.
You ain't get started.
Let me tell y'all about Kanye West. Now listen, put the camera here. I'm not even looking that way. I want to talk to y'all directly. Kanye West, if he get on TV and says what you were just talking about, oh, she not a racist because she defended Bush, but this cat got on TV said he don't love black people. He flew over. Next thing you know, he meet with Donald Trump. What's the difference between Donald Trump and Bush?
It's a big difference.
And can I say one thing?
Ignorance. They
Can
both ignorant.
Actually, he was ignorant, like
He
to
is
what's going
ignorant.
on. But
Yes.
you feel me? Like he was ignorant to what was going on. Like
You talking about Kanye?
Kanye West, like certain people like him, and I put Lil Wayne in the same category. No, you got to hear where I'm coming from because they get so consumed in just the art, they don't watch the news.
They don't have a clue.
Lil Wayne said and it may
Never
be true,
experienced-
but he
I
said
don't
he
think
never.
it's
I
true.
mean, indirect. He may not have received it as racism. I mean, it
Right,
could have
right,
been
right.
something
So
indirect.
that's
You
what
know
I
what I'm
think.
saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But he said he never experienced it, and it's like okay. But when you're so consumed in your art and you don't watch the news, you're gonna be ignorant to everything that's going on. And Kanye, one thing about Kanye that I do respect, for one, he apologized. This was kind of funny. He didn't have to do it like this, but he started Google searching everybody, everybody who was pro-black, bro.
Right.
And showed it,
Definitely.
screenshots and everything.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Cornel West. We like, yes, we know Cornel West. Yes,
Right.
he's the man.
And
We
then,
know.
you see
Mark Lamont Hill. Yes.
Charlemagne was sending him people like, you need to look them up.
Right.
Charlemagne
So,
was putting
but
them
he was
on.
just uninformed or
Yeah.
uneducated or ignorant. You feel me? So it's not something that I believe he believes. He was just ignorant and just speaking out.
This is another way I know, like, he's just in his own bubble. You know, him and T.I. are close friends. T.I. ran into him in Cali not too long ago, and they had a conversation. They had a dialogue, and Kanye West said, "Hey, give me your phone number." T.I. said, "Man, that's the first time in 10 years I've ever seen Kanye West with a phone."
Right. Yeah.
Kanye West don't do outside media. He don't talk to people. To get in contact with Kanye West, you have to call somebody else, and they will tell him. He don't have phones. He don't have regular internet on his computers. He don't know what's going on in our world. He's strictly locked into music and design. That's
Kardashian.
Now, to me, to me, that's an issue. That's a problem for sure.
Then speaking
I
for,
think, I think that's what help him keep it together, since it's like he hasn't dealt with his mother dying.
Well, you think that helps him keep it together?
In his
'Cause,
mind,
I mean,
he's
he done
keeping
lost
it
it.
together. He has lost
he
it
done
in,
lost
in our eyes, but he thinks he's kept it together.
Okay.
I think he would be much worse if he really had that breakdown.
And I believe a responsible individual, you have to be somewhat informed.
Yeah,
right. And I definitely
And
think
you gotta have good
that a lot
people
of the
around
stuff
you.
that he's been doing
That
has
too.
definitely
That
been
too.
He has a
irresponsible.
lot of yes men around him who allowed him to be that disconnected. I don't care what you're going through, bro. I'm not gonna let you be this disconnected from
Period.
the world. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
He has to have the right people around him. Like someone else said, he needs some black women in his life. Some black women.
I think that was Charlemagne.
Yeah. He
Low
needs,
key.
He needs
I
some.
think
He
that
needs.
was
You know what I'm
Charlemagne.
saying? We don't realize how important the black woman is to us. They keep us grounded, and he needs some black women around him at this moment.
Charlemagne talk just for argument purposes.
Okay.
He disagree just for
Come on,
disagreeing
man.
sake. Yeah, he just be.
Until
That's
you
why I
give me
call him a
some
cool. I'm about to tell you
background,
right
bro,
now.
you have to
feel
stop
Let me
with
go there. I'm
Charlemagne.
going there. Charlemagne to do this. He be there interviewing you, and it'll be Dr. Umar Johnson. And all his questions is going contrary to Umar Johnson, but when somebody else is there, he agreed with Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm like, that's cooning.
No, bro. Like, he's the ultimate challenger.
That's
the
what I think he
ultimate
is. And I'm like,
disputer.
why you always
no,
got dispute?
but
That's
that's
his
with
job.
everyone.
That's his,
with
that is his-
everyone.
that is literally his job.
Well, you know I'm a Dr. Umar Johnson follower.
You what?
Yeah.
You a follower of him?
I like him a lot.
I was just gonna say, is
I like him a
follower
lot.
is
I'm not a
follower.
follower. I
do
like
you-
him a very a lot.
Do you
Fond
see?
of
Do you
him.
see
Very
how much
fond.
he tears down the Christian church?
Yeah, I mean, but he's crazy. We know that. But
So
everything,
how can you
but
give him a
I
pass?
agree. I agree with some of the stuff that
I agree with some
I
of the
agree
stuff,
with
but how can you
some
follow
of the
him
things
as
that
much
Umar
as he
says
do?
for sure.
And
Well-
he literally say we're dumb for being Christian.
I consider
Give
myself
him a pass for
I
that.
consider myself a sociologist, and when we break down who we are, I say this all the time. It's 5 parts of a person's personality. So yes, we're Christian, but we also are black, and we can't take a fact like so. If Christians first, that don't change the fact that in society, when I'm walking down the street, if I ain't bearing a cross and saying and wearing it's just like Islam wear Islamic clothes. We
Not
don't wear clothes and
necessarily.
let people know. Not every Islamic, but. You know, if you was in, so some of them you can see him and like, okay, he's Islamic because of what he's wearing. We don't wear no clothes. So when we look at us when we walk down the street, something that we're always clothed in is our black skin.
But this is the thing, though. Gotta interject.
Okay.
Us being a Christian isn't so much about how we look.
Right.
It's
get
how
that.
we respond. It's our behavior.
No, that's not where I was going, though.
But I gotta say this. I gotta say
What you
this.
gonna take it? You taking what I'm saying and going in a different
All
way
right, then,
instead of
then.
letting me saying what I was saying.
Finish what you're saying.
I'm saying as us when people look at us, how people respond to us. So when people respond to you or how they react to you being you, they're reacting to us being black people. So a lot of his issues is him responding to people reacting to us because of our brown skin, not because of our religion or so forth like that. So I get he's out of the box. So and a great politician, you can't agree with 100% that any politician say.
Yeah, I don't think you could agree with 100% of what nobody
Anybody.
said.
Nobody said.
But this is
You
my
have
thing,
to
and
have your
I
own
knew you were
thoughts.
going that route because even as a black man, I'm very much a black man, and I didn't been in some situations like. Yes, being a Christian is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Being a Christian is number one, regardless to how another individual responds.
I didn't take that away from being number one. I said
but-
it was number one.
All right, but our response isn't dictated on someone else's response. You feel what I'm saying? So going forward with that, how we respond to their negative responses has to be in a way that's different still. It can't be it still has to be out of love. See, a lot of his rhetoric is not so much from a loving place.
It's not.
So we still have to be able to have ammunition with the gunpowder being love.
I think it's coming
So-
from a loving space when you
I
say
need-
I
you
want to
got
get
snaps?
a black
So,
school.
y'all
When
missed
you,
it.
When you go to but when you say I want to put together a black school so our children can be educated
That's-
with who they are.
What's the
that's
status of
coming
that
from
school?
love.
No, and I
What's
was
the
talking.
status
I
of
was,
we can go there all the time, but it don't change the fact of the idea.
No, the concept is phenomenal, but what is
Okay.
the status of the school? A lot of people
We
don't
moving
make
past what I'm
don't.
saying.
No. Like let's follow through.
You
because
mean
we're
what's
talking
the, you
about
mean like
being
how far
excellent.
along is he
Right.
as far as like building it?
That's
That's what you're saying when you say what is the
Yeah,
status?
the contributors are even asking what's the status.
That's not my point.
So
though.
so my thing is this what I'm
Okay.
gonna say. So as Christians, our number one goal is to lead people to the Lord, right?
Facts.
His rhetoric literally says you're dumb for being Christian. That's contrary to what
I don't
we
know if he
believe.
ever said that. Though.
Yeah.
He definitely said.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to hear. I would have to hear.
I
I would have to hear
Remember, I
that
just
clip.
text you all
in
a
church.
couple.
said,
He
yeah.
go to church.
I just
I would have to-
text
I would have to hear
you
that
all
clip.
with him. And
Here-
remember, I would text you all.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
a
but
live feed.
I've
He
heard it.
literally said that, bro.
I've heard a lot of his videos. I've heard a lot of his speeches, and his thing as far as Christianity is the whole white Jesus.
Yeah, and being robbed.
Black people's mistake is having a God that doesn't look like them. Like that's what he says. That, by the way, to me is foolishness. Like that's definitely like ridiculous. And I will also say that the whole white Jesus, that's foolishness too. Like,
Oh yeah, that's a
We
tool.
already know that.
That was a tool.
Yeah, for sure.
Propaganda.
So I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff he say is
With a
definitely
grain of salt, man.
divisive.
Definitely have to take
A
it with a
lot
grain
of the
salt.
things he says is divisive, and I'm not sure if that's his intention or not, but it's divisive.
I think that's part of his propaganda.
But-
For sure.
and this is-
But a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff he say, I definitely do.
And I was going to say, building up the community,
yeah.
you can't like disagree with that. Like you
Right,
can't
yeah.
be mad at that.
Like
It's
his
just
stance
the
on
method.
his stance on homosexuality. He comes from a practical perspective. Like I appreciate his stance on homosexuality. I appreciate his stance on building the community, like you said. You know what I'm saying? But you know his stance on religion, like when you really hear his stance on religion, he's kind of like inclusive.
Yeah.
Really, like he appreciates if you a Muslim, be a Muslim. He appreciates you being a Muslim. If you a Christian, like he said, he's definitely been at Christian churches and taught. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, spoke at Christian churches. Like, if you a Christian, cool, be a Christian, but let's be black first. And, you know, that whole thing. So, like I said, certain stuff I agree with, certain stuff I don't. You know what I mean? But he's definitely divisive. He's definitely
Or reactive.
But you,
drawing a wedge. Or reactive. Is he reactive?
Yeah, I think so. Because the divisive mean you starting. Like I just feel like
Facts.
when you're talking about people that's being divisive, if he's being a remedy to something that I don't know. I just think he's being reactive.
I think he
Like,
creates a lot
yeah, I
of
don't
it.
know about reactive.
Yeah, I think he creates a lot of it.
It was there before he was born.
Okay.
It was there before he was born. If the
Is
stigma
that
was
how
put
we're
on
going
black
to use the
people-
word reactive?
What specifically are you talking about? What
like
was
the stigma
there
on
before?
black people, the position that we've been put in this country, like a lot of stuff he speak against, like the box that we're put in. You know, when you think about black people and being put in small communities and having to fight against each other and who we are, that was created before he was born. The ghettoization of black people was definitely created well before he was even thought of.
But I think to perpetuate that instead of bringing a solution to it is my issue.
That's the
Think he
biggest
just-
thing, though.
Like
Black
when
people-
you take a tour, and because what he's literally doing is he's taking a tour and then he's reminding you, like, bro, you don't need to be reminded that you was in a gang, do you?
no, not at all.
Like you lived it. So like for me to take a tour to all the gang hoods and remind them like you was in a gang, you did this in the gang, you did that in the gang, versus taking the tour and like giving them a way out
Right.
I think
and having like proof of the way out. Like this is how I got out this is how you can do it.
But that's us putting him in a box saying there's only one way to reach the community to tell the community to change. Some people learn from this is what our history is, and we think about our children going to school and not learning our history. So then they learn a whole different pedagogy on life, and we say, oh no, you need to change that. It's not called Civil Rights History Month. It's Black History Month. These are black leaders. This is what black people did. Our children are not.
Hold on though,
that.
because I'm not against the history. I'm not against.
But that's what he's reminding people of. Like, man, we've been through this in this country. Like, come on, wake up. Because we think like now today, we got friends that really believe like.
We get that. We know our history. Like I feel like.
Do we or I feel like we are in our 30s, but you gotta look at 10 years under us, 20 years under us. Do they know that history? The real millennials, like we at the end of millennials, but the now millennials,
I feel like they know. Like,
well, the sad thing is a lot of them don't know. A lot of them don't know, but man,
but is it really too? And this is my thing, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I believe
you're
this
wrong.
is
It's like, no, I'm just playing.
about 9 times out of 10.
I'm just playing, bro.
You feel me? But it's not so much reminding us of our history, but reminding us of our history and trying to perpetuate that divisiveness. That thing
That's
right
what I'm
there. The
talking
history,
about.
knowing your history. No, we need to know our history, 100%. But you can't throw a wedge in there too. So this
That's
is
what I'm
why
talking
we
about.
need to, move over here. This is why. Like, is that why we need to build our own community? Like, is that why? And I'm I'm all about.
We do
building
need to build our own community.
You feel me?
Right.
But
Absolutely.
Is that why?
But absolutely not, because it's founded on animosity.
Well, I was just finna
we
say
can't we can't do that.
So look, this is the best example.
Come on,
This-
bro.
This is what the
we
VA
can't
hospital,
do that.
This is what the VA hospital does, right? So when we come back from Iraq, right, and you say you have a problem, I go to the VA. Okay, let's sit down and talk about the problems. How did you get here in this depressed state? Oh, let's talk about the war. You were in Iraq. You were this. We talked about it. Now go home. Now I'm at home, mad, angry,
Word.
tripping at home
Hey,
without
and
no
they think they done
solution.
did something because they done let
Bro,
you get it off your chest.
Right,
like,
bro,
bro,
I'm
you
just
need to
sitting
do
in the
more
house
than get it
mad,
off your
angry without no
chest.
solution. I just talked about it.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
need
they
to
do,
more than
bro.
get it
So
off
that's
your
what
chest.
Dr. Umar Johnson is doing. Let's talk about what we've been through. Let's get mad.
Stir you up
Mixing
And
two
then
different
what we
things.
and go
I
to
think-
the next city.
I hear 100% what you're saying, but I think that's two different things. That's like if the VA hospital came and got me and said, "What happens at what happens at the VA hospital? What happens in?" I would be able to give them my opinion from watching the news. So that's the same thing about the black community. A lot of our youth don't know what happened because they didn't live it. So just because you lived it doesn't mean that my opinion would be the same as yours. So I have to listen to you. I have to speak with you to find out what happened when you were in Iraq and what happened. What was the effect of the war? So if I don't know what the effect of the war, I can't formulate an opinion saying this happened in Iraq when I never been
So
there.
basically, I feel like he gives you his opinion, and it's a lot of we have the same opinion, but there's no solution. So I'm just sitting here in this anger
As a Christian,
that you've stirred up inside of me.
I think he has one. It's just not something that we may agree with.
Yeah.
I really
What
don't
the
see
school is the school
I mean, that's
his
one,
solution?
that's one. Honestly, that's a phenomenal. It is a phenomenal idea. 100%.
But it's one school.
Right.
No,
and
but-
you've
but-
been talking about it for almost 10 years now.
And
so
look,
like
that was the first thing I
I don't know the
inquired.
status on the school, man.
No
I don't
one
want to
does.
tear the man down.
No,
like
that's my-
he said,
I
no
love-
one does.
No, that's my brother. Like, you know
I
what?
don't want to tear the man down because I definitely rock. Like I rock with him. Like on a
And
lot of
that's
the
what I
stuff
love.
he be
I like-
saying,
I
bro.
love black
I rock-
intellectuals.
I really
well.
do.
Like,
I rock with him as well.
I love
but-
black
I
men
just
being able
recognize
to
the
express
divisiveness.
themselves.
Yeah.
100%. And the school is dope. Like in his school, you can't even have a cell phone.
Right.
You don't have
Exactly.
access to internet, TV. Like you're learning like
By
life
the time
skills.
it open up, we may not even have cell
That's
phones.
a fact. By the time it open up, my kids ain't gonna be kids. No.
It may be something in my ear that I just tapped.
But that's the thing right there. We actually, if we look at right now how we doing it, we dogging them like he don't even have them.
We
He don't
not.
have-
We not dogging them though. Come on, come on,
Did you
come
say
on.
we come from
personal?
jokes?
No, hold on. We do come from jokes, but I'm just
We
saying.
come from jokes.
But hear me on this though. I feel like as a black people, we don't even give the man a chance to succeed. Like as soon as he came up with the idea, yeah, we gave money to it, just like we give money to every time a black kid gets shot. We go ahead and why is in the news? We throw money at it, but then we move past it because we like so next day.
Man,
So,
not this society.
who moved
We
past
no,
it,
hold
though?
on. Who throws money at it? Nobody.
I mean, I just feel like a lot of people gave money to a school, and then was like, now ever since like, when you gonna start? The following year, people was at his back like, you ain't do nothing yet. I'm like, man,
Okay,
Bro,
but
you know
man.
when you make an investment,
Right.
like
I
your
wanna
investors,
see-
like you talk to
That's
your
how money
investors
works.
just like that. You
you're
ask about the
investors,
status.
but you want something. Yeah, I
That's
don't
how
know.
money
You talk
works.
to your
That's what
investors like
money
that.
is for. To
Right.
get a result.
Right, not next day.
And you know what he do?
Okay, but
Next
even
day.
if
He
it
had
wasn't
came-
next day,
he
it's
came out with a
almost 10
plan
years
next day.
now.
He was meeting about it. He was telling people. Everybody was like, "It's just tearing me down." It's the black people is
Okay.
fighting each other
So
situation. Like we just
at this
we
point, did he
haters.
just say, you know what, I got y'all money, I ain't gonna do it no more?
Ain't
Like, he
never
could
said
still
that.
do the school. It's 10 years later, bro.
Well, we joking about the status. I mean, we don't know the status, but
definitely
we
don't know the
joking about
status.
it too. Like, don't get too personal.
And he always talks about like, man, I had the opportunity to acquire this building, but
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah, this happened.
I had the
I went
opportunity to acquire
Detroit.
that building. I'm looking at this building, but
Yeah.
this happened. That happened. So I
No,
mean,
but think about it though. It's a plan to make him not get that. Like, come on. What happened to Black Wall Street? It's
I
a
think
plan
in
for
the
them not to let us
meantime
get
and in
together,
between
though.
time, the principals of the school, maybe he need to like come out with a book or something
I
that
think-
all parents can buy. You know what I'm saying?
From
Like,
small
When it's,
scale.
when it's when,
Yeah,
when there's so
man.
much people invested in you, man, you gotta give us some type of
Something.
results,
Or
bro.
even like a
you can
summer
just
camp.
start like you can
Something.
do like some small community
And it can't
centers
be in
here.
one place
It's like,
either.
bro, people done gave you millions of dollars, bro.
His tour not doing that. I feel like we boxing and what he has to do to our mindset. Like
His tour is still benefiting him. It's not benefiting the community.
it's benefiting the community.
How?
How?
We're very much knowledgeable about what, and like some of the stuff he's saying. Like I did think
So-
about it though. We so far removed.
To
but-
an extent, y'all got it. Yeah, I mean, education to an extent. You
Right,
gotta-
right.
you gotta
Absolutely.
rock with
No,
that.
and
You feel me?
I'm objectively asking how for sure. Like
like when us knowing about Pangea, like we hear that,
Yeah.
the Pan African sign and stuff
that's-
like that. When you break
Yeah.
that down, we think
It's-
it's so much. Oh, we going right away. What we gonna do is like that's witchcraft. But then when you look at it, like hold on, that's what we from. This what
Okay.
this mean. This is where like how many of us black people in America don't know that Africa was this, or Africa is not just a place, but it's but it's a continent,
Continent.
and it's broken up of many different countries. And so that knowledge just on that own, like we think about America, Arkansas, Detroit, Michigan, Maryland, we're like, oh, it's different places. So when we learn about the differences and what the people think or what the people talk like so this is knowledgeable.
But I
That's-
don't think black people in your defense, I guess. Well, in black people's defense, you the face for black people
Right now, Charlamagne the God.
I don't think it's just black people like that either. When somebody sees somebody that's like beautifully chocolately black, are you African? Like I'm African? Like no, I'm like Nigerian. Or I'm not even from Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're black and you have an accent, like you know what I'm saying, they're already going to connect you. Oh, you're African. You feel me? But not just black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even I have to like remind myself at times, like Africa is the continent.
You definitely a colorist.
Well, I like all shades, baby.
You a colorist. That boy be like, you acting real light skinned right now.
Oh, that's him.
But you gonna do that right
You
now?
like a real dark. I'm just saying that's what we talking about. We talking about right now.
But no, but I feel you. We all agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? We just talking about whatever your intent is. Love has to be the rule.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
That's the
Period.
moral of the story, dog.
You don't think he have love?
That's the moral. Yeah, for black
For
people.
everyone,
For black people. He got love for black people.
a whole lot of love,
That is evident.
and he's like a a true preacher. Like
Yeah.
he commands your attention.
He commands
like
attention.
He can
man,
articulate some words.
Man,
what?
Man, he could draw you in.
He can articulate his point. Like
Yeah.
he's
and
great,
paint the
dog.
picture.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
definitely.
see it all.
And I'm definitely like, I like him. I don't dislike him.
Word.
It's just, bro, I've seen this before.
I think our young
That's
men
what
need
it
him.
is. I'm from Chicago. You know how many of
I've
these
seen
leaders pop up,
Word.
donate money to them, and nothing happens.
And
bro.
then they
I'm from
go
Chicago,
move
bro.
on.
They pop up all the time.
Damn.
I'm from
They
Baltimore.
pop
I
up
see it.
all
I
the
just-
time. You feel me? So I've seen this before. So it's now I'm like, okay, Farrakhan did the same thing. You know, they got the big mosque on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, they right in the heart of
They
it.
right there.
Damn,
Like,
he said
I've seen
Farrakhan
this,
did the
bro.
same thing.
So it's like, bro, that people was giving money to you 10 years ago, bro.
I get it. I hear you. I don't know. I just feel like our response to our leaders is just boo, and their response to their different leaders, they they lift them up, they support them, and I just feel like,
Who are their leaders?
I mean,
But who's tearing them down? Like I'm so and I gotta say this, like I am so appreciative for people like Dr. Umar. Just because I don't agree with everything, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate them.
Right.
Like what? Yes, we need black men to be able to articulate and express themselves in a way that
On
it
a
is
high level.
Yeah, 100% for sure. So we need 100%. We need that. Again, we're just talking about.
I think
the
we
root
tear
of
them
it.
down, and I my
Who
biggest
is
thing,
we, though?
us as the black people, and I think having a young 3-year-old son, seeing him, letting him be their role model as opposed to LeBron James. It's like, look, you ain't gotta take everything he's saying in, but look at him. He like when you see like his response to and women disrespecting him, he ain't popping off on them. He ain't calling out.
But
her
that's
name,
what we
but he
said.
responding like a man supposed to, like
That's
a black
what we
man
said.
should.
You
Those
said
are
you
definitely
pretty
those
much-
are the things that I appreciate
Right.
about him for
we
sure.
said we appreciate it. It's
And we
just-
said there's certain things we don't agree with. You
right.
just
No,
said
y'all,
it.
I agree with y'all. I said
Yeah.
that from the beginning. That was my jump off. But I'm saying like that don't mean that we don't. We saying now at this point we appreciate them. But if we look back at this tape and look at the first thing we said, as soon as I said Umar Johnson, you're like, oh no.
Divisive. No,
no,
not all
no.
of us.
The thing
Not all of
I
us.
think
No,
we
but
said
it was that
because
response
The
here.
first thing I said was
you did a
Damn.
comparison between him and Charlemagne. That's why you got that reaction from the jump.
No, okay.
That was why you got that reaction. And what we were saying, Charlemagne is pro-black just as much.
And if we're gonna do that, you may have contradicted yourself because
Right.
now you just said you don't agree with everything.
No, I said the
but
Christian
in-
part. I literally said the Christian part earlier. I said it, when y'all brought up how he feel about Christians. I said I don't go with it.
What if it's not about Christians? What are we talking about? The divisiveness versus
I don't
the
agree
love.
with the divisiveness. I just,
Okay.
I think if we say like, what white nationalists tend to say, like some of the stuff they saying when they just speaking to their community, people being nosy, then therefore going into that conversation. So then they have to tell you how they feel about outside communities. But if they're just talking about empowering themselves, what's wrong with any group of people saying we need to empower ourselves? We need to teach our young men what you are is okay, and you can be good at being you.
I think we
no
gonna-
matter. And is white nationalists is
There's nothing wrong with
Pan-Africans.
empowering
Yeah,
yourself.
we
That's
said
what
that,
it,
bro.
But once you sprinkle divisiveness, once you sprinkle division in it,
Right.
I got a problem with
A
it.
little leaven.
that's the
Leaven the whole loaf. Word.
That's the word.
That is the word. The Bible do say
The
that.
Bible say that.
It ain't that in the
The
Bible?
word.
It
Yeah.
might be.
Definitely.
word
It's in there
Bible.
somewhere. It's in there
It's in there.
somewhere. It's in there somewhere.
No, that's good stuff though. We have to be able to talk like this. You
Word.
feel me? Like for us to even be familiar and follow intellectuals, that's dope. You feel me? Like we
Yeah.
don't agree with every basketball player. You know what I'm saying? We don't agree with every movie star, but to be familiar with intellectuals and. We got things we agree with. We got things we disagree with. Like
Facts.
even our leaders from Malcolm X, Martin Luther King's to the poet me and you were just talking about.
Oh, man, you gonna make me fun. I forgot his name.
Dang,
man,
I done
bro.
messed up.
I'm not your Negro.
I'm not your Negro. Come on, help me out, y'all. Help me out. But it's cool. It's cool. It's gonna come up in a minute. But they debated.
I gotta look it up.
Like, and these are people who were for the black people. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
still, they debated against one another, and it wasn't never about I don't love you. Love more. You love the black people more than me. They were just debating about the methods. You know what I'm saying? So that's
James
that's
Baldwin.
James Baldwin.
James Baldwin.
Him and Malcolm X got a fiery debate, but they just debating the different methods. You know what I'm saying? It's all for the black. It's all for the community, for the
And as
people.
black men, being able to, as Bishop would say, take the meat and leave the bones. That's important.
I think that is very important.
That is important.
I think that's very important because you will miss out on some stuff if you
Heck
just
yeah.
dismiss a person altogether,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So we can't be, so dismissive, but we definitely can't be divisive either. As men of God, for sure, as men of God, we can't be divisive. You know what? I want to switch gears just a tad bit and talk about the crabs in a barrel mentality.
Oh, we just was handling it.
Yeah, we kind of were. We kind of were a little bit. You kind of did call us crabs in the barrel, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
Well,
Y'all
I mean,
tearing him down.
We
but,
are.
But hold on, though, because we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We touched on it, actually, when we was interviewing Brandon. We touched on it, and I didn't want to spend like a whole bunch of time on it because I did want to definitely finish the interview. But now I kind of want to tackle it a little bit. We got a little more time left. Got a little bit of time left, so I just wanted to talk about it. A few of the things that we talked about was why we don't want to see each other succeed.
Umar. Go ahead.
Why we don't want to see Umar. I want to see him succeed, though.
Go ahead, though, my bad.
I want to see that school come up. I want to see that school be in more than one city.
Man.
For sure. But let's talk about the for real. Why we, because that's kind of like the conclusion that we came up with. That was actually like the question. Like, I think Rick was like, why do you think that is? Like, why do we not want to see each other succeed? We talked about how we all came over here meaning the Midwest.
Oh.
Or like, how we all came from the South.
Oh, migrated. Okay.
Yeah, came from the South up north. A lot of us was in the Midwest. A lot of us went, a little bit further. But when we did that, we were all on the same level, so to speak. And then it began, tearing each other down. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. Are we threatened by the idea of black success? Like,
You want to know? Oh,
what? Go ahead.
And after our conversation, it's funny, and I think I shared it with you. I am reading or listening to Jay Prince's book, The Science and Art of Respect, and he broke it down. Like,
Okay.
It's funny. He just broke it down, and he said, in the hood, it's not so much I want to see you fail, I don't want to see you succeed, but when you're in a place of poverty and you see someone else who, able to get their car fixed, you see someone else, around the holidays have a Christmas tree in a window, you begin to think like, okay, how are they able to do this? Now I want what they want. So now I go steal it. You know what I'm saying? I rob them. But at the same time, it is an indirect statement or reflection of you not wanting an individual to succeed. So what's an example? It's just like when the Lord says, love me, keep my commandments. Now, in our minds, we may be sinning like no other. But in our minds, we're like, man, I love God. And God is like, well, your actions don't say so. So we can say, I want the black man, I want my neighbor to succeed, but we rob him. You know what I'm saying? So it's indirectly saying, I don't want you to succeed because I want what you have. And so that's why I said the crab in the barrel mentality. I think a lot of times it's just the indirect response.
You got to take that analogy and take it for what it's worth. Now, I'm from Maryland, and we crab on the Chesapeake Bay. We go out there and we get the pots. We put the little crab barrel down in the water and bring it back up, take it home, and put the crabs in the pot to cook them.
Wow.
And when I think of crabs in the pot, the crabs are nice. You can pick up the crabs with your hand. They don't have to do nothing to you. They're not snapping at you. You can move them. You can put them down there, run. They're doing their thing. Just like people think of black people. We smile. We happy.
Funny, bro.
And you literally take that. You know where I'm going.
I
take
don't
this
know if I know where
analogy.
you going. Go
You
ahead.
take this analogy. Black people, we cool, we crabs, or whatever you want to call us. We not having we don't give people issues. When people think about us, normally we smile when a black man gets shot. Now, give me a second. I'm gonna go there. When a black man gets shot, you hear everybody in his family talk about how nice he was, how much he was a light to their world. But out there in the world, we horrible people. Well, why are we horrible people in a pot? We're putting the communities in a pot, boxed in just with ourselves, and then they turn the heat up on us. They turn pressure on us. They turn us against each other. And then we say, oh, they crabs in a barrel, instead of saying crabs are put on defense, and they have to react. The fight or flight is a real thing. Fight or flight puts us in a position where we have to survive.
Okay, so the crabs in the barrel mentality is us tearing each other down. Right. Like, you put a bunch of crabs in a barrel, and literally when you look over into that barrel, you get one crab that wants to crawl up, but then the other crabs are literally pulling his arms down when you're looking over into that barrel. And
trying to get on top. Try and get on top. We use other people for our own gain. So just like Rick's analogy was, we see somebody else got it, we want to take it so we can have it. We don't want it. We don't want to just take it just for the simple taking it. We ain't not just saying, oh, you died because I'm dying. We saying, I'm trying to take your position because I want to have. So that's where we at. We just want to have and we want to survive. So because we in a survive mentality or survival world, which every human want to survive. If you're alive, you do things your body do natural things just to live. So our natural thing is to survive, and we in here trying to survive, and we being called names because we survived.
But one thing you said, though, and I think Bishop talked about this during Bible study when he referenced, it was in the news a couple years ago in Miami, I believe, where the young man got shot for doing a robbery. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh, he was such a good boy. Oh, he was just trying to eat. How
else was he gonna get some shit?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, that's not the appropriate response. That's where the Dr. Umar, you know what I'm saying? That's where the black man needs to come in right there. But no, that's not appropriate and that's not justifiable either. Like, no.
But I think sometimes, like the crabs in the bucket, I've sometimes sit down and taken it to a whole nother level.
Okay.
Like literally picture the crabs in the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that crab that reached up and grabbed the crab that was leaving was literally trying to pull him back down?
No.
Or was he trying to hold on to try and get pulled out? But the weight of him pulled all of them back down.
Mm-hmm. I can dig that.
No. For real.
Like, for real.
No, that's a fact.
He saw the other crab getting out. He literally wanted to go with him, but the baggage that he carried with him pulled the both of them down.
That's what Kanye trying to do to Jay.
Jesus Christ.
Relax. I just watched the Jay interview too.
Jesus.
That's his brother.
Yeah, I know.
That's his brother.
Go ahead. I'm with you though.
But no, like
saying anything.
I don't
I'm ready to do this to the Brandon statement. You know what I'm saying? And then this dude come in with a like, bro, what? How did that escalate like that?
Right.
That's where I went when he was saying
quick.
When he was saying that, I was picturing that, like, yeah, Kanye West trying to pull Jay back now.
Jesus.
And we see that, like, when you in the hood, like, people rob. And I was telling Dave, matter of fact, I was watching D.L. Hughley. You know what I'm saying? On the Sway morning. And he was like, there's no such thing as a black on black crime. Oh, yeah. He was like, no such thing as black on black crime. I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because he said it so eloquently. Mm-hmm. But, when you're in a community, you're going to rob and murder people in your community.
Exactly.
Whether you're in the hood or in the suburbs. Right. Now, granted, you may not hear about everything that's going on in the suburbs.
Oh, but it goes down.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that makes sense. So, again, I'm not robbing you because I dislike you. It's just convenient.
Right. Exactly. And that's like when you were saying
like we got friends out of convenience. We got friends and enemies out of convenience.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Leave that environment, that's when your friends and enemy change. So like when he was saying you see you go in the hood and you see a house like, oh, they got a Christmas tree. I want a Christmas tree. I don't know nowhere else to go get a Christmas tree but where I see this Christmas tree.
And it's already lit up.
Presents came with it.
So
I'm just saying. So like the people that you are like, I don't take black people as intentionally trying to tear each other down.
Okay.
I just don't like. I don't think no black person wakes up and say, "I'm going out here and tear down me another black person."
Pierce, they're not.
Well, there are definitely some. I hear what you're saying though. For the most part, you're right. I think for the most part, that's not our mentality. Like you said, the crabs in the bucket. Like they're not literally trying to keep one another from getting out of the bucket. I think the bucket is definitely so small, and they're all trying to get out of the bucket at the same time. Yeah. So, man, so what? So
Well,
what
also,
is it?
It may be an illusion that they can get out, but they really can't.
Yeah, no, now that's a
what
fact.
the ghettoization of black people.
That's literally a fact. There is an illusion that the crabs can't get out, or that the crabs can get out, but they literally can't. Like they literally cannot. You ain't getting out there because the sides is slippery.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no grip on them claws. So what does that mean? Like what are we saying right now?
Man,
There's an illusion that the black man can get out of the hood, but he really can't.
No, that means nothing to me.
I know I'm out the hood.
Everybody on this podcast, period. We are
Is what?
proof
Yeah.
that you can get out the bucket.
Maybe not everybody. Shout out to Orange County, but I hear what you're saying.
He be out here thugging, man.
He out here thugging.
He be out here thugging.
What's my man from Most Wanted?
B-Rad G. Oh, snap. You wow.
Ain't he from Orange County?
Yeah, but you wild for calling him
Bro,
B-Rad G, bro.
But that's the only thing I know about Orange County.
That escalated quickly.
Bro,
Because
you know I
wild
love
for
you,
that.
man.
Hey, that
but
was
that's the only
definitely-
that's the only thing I know about Orange County.
Hey, that's funny.
They keep it all
Oh,
the way
that boy B-Rad.
They keep it all the way funky with
Traffic.
y'all, though.
Looking for my chapstick.
I think we
Get the strap.
we giving us move outers. We giving us move outers a break though. I think a lot of us do.
All right, let's go.
People that
Us.
moved out of the projects, people
Uh-huh.
that moved out of the hood, essentially. A lot of us do, and a lot of conversation I hear.
Okay.
I see black people judging other black people. When we
Whoa,
look-
okay, hold on a second,
Oh.
because did we just
No,
judge?
not us
Oh,
just there, not
okay,
us
okay,
here.
okay.
But I'm just
Thank
saying,
you, 'cause I was like, man.
Thank you, saved me. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
Okay.
we all have heard this conversation. When we look at when we watch people get stereotyped, like we see like the clothing that black people wear, we're like, oh, that's ghetto or that's urban wear.
Yeah,
or,
I'm not with that.
But people, you hear the conversation.
It's- yeah,
now.
yeah,
That's
no,
pe-
for sure.
So people go there, so and I think that's more of a crab in the barrel mentality as well. I think when we sit there and we let people judge our community negatively because we're urban, or
people, you mean like people from our community?
people from our community, people that made it out, or
our
like
community.
it's a guy Pierce Denard, and he was saying like, well, what is he supposed to fear, or when he talked about the riot down in Carolina or whatever when they had the fight.
Yeah.
He was definitely just blaming black people for that, for that look. They looked defensive, or we hands up and he running towards the police. The police was scared, so they shot him. We hear these all different defenses because we look a certain way. We're not being judged because we're bad people. We're being judged because how we look. And
Perpetuating
people,
the stereotype.
we walk around, we still, because we wear, bigger t-shirts or baggy pants. It's like, oh, you been ghetto. Like baggy pants
Hey,
has
you know
now
what?
just been a thing. Like it's just wearing pants that's your size.
Since we're on this topic, did you all recently hear the beginning of the NBA season this year, Stephen A. Smith's comments?
I think I did.
I don't really rock with Steve.
Me neither.
So this year, Nike does all the NBA apparel. I don't know if you all keep up with like the new track suits and stuff like that. That
Go
the
ahead.
warm up
Go
suits at the
ahead.
NBA.
I know
come out.
exactly what you about to
So
with
they
the hoodie.
they wear
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hoods
yeah,
now. They have hoodies on them.
Okay.
And Stephen A. Smith like tore into Nike. Why would
Exactly.
you make hoodies to put black men in? We already having problems. We already can't wear hoodies. You making us look more hood on TV.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's what I'm
Those was
saying.
his comments. It was just like, bro, I'm done with you.
I think he.
You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
he.
But I think he's has a disconnect as well.
He has
Actual
a
black culture.
Yeah, he always makes disparaging comments like that. Like I'm not, man. I'm about to say this. Like I'm not really with people being on a certain type of platform and always having a one-sided opinion. Like, so you're on like a NBC or
Fox.
like a Fox,
Right.
And when your comments are always like disparaging toward your people. Like I'm just not with that. I think that's a problem.
It's another Charles Barkley is
Now,
another
dig
one.
this. I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question.
Okay.
And I don't really agree with him either.
Right. Okay.
I'm on the same page as y'all. But I wanna bring up Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Now, y'all know his rhetoric about
Pull
the
your
young black
pants
man.
up.
Yeah, young black man. So even with the hoodie scenario, I think it's from a good place though. I don't think it's to demean or hurt or anything like that. But I believe it's from a good place. It's like that uncle that always just has something to say. When you see him, he gonna say something about the jersey on backwards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you also know that your uncle love you though.
Right.
Like your uncle, he gonna talk smack, but he has earned the right to talk smack to you. If you can understand what I'm saying.
no,
Like,
I hear you. I hear you 100%.
okay,
But now, even from the old school, like men in the old school to show love, like, and a lot of families back in the day, like love wasn't like an emotional thing.
Facts. No.
Love was I provide. That's it.
Yeah,
and you do what I tell you to do.
But we knew that was love. Like you knew your uncle loved you, and he didn't have to come in, boy, give me a hug.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
He didn't
right,
have to do that. But we knew that that behavior, whatever that was, you knew your uncle loved you though.
That's like
But you don't.
my uncle to come around once around, punch me in the chest. It was
Right.
But this is my thing. This is my thing. When he's talking to Nike or, talking about, it was directed to Nike.
it was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't directed towards black people. He was from a place of, I'm defending my people.
But I think it came off as, it's kind of like,
Now, for one, it's Stephen A. Period. If he say good morning, I'ma feel offended. Like,
like it's like
bro, why are you yelling at me right now?
Word.
Like, relax.
That's why they use him for everything, because he loud and he look like us.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like it feels like people that are on those type of platforms, like they're literally being pushed out there, like they're being used like to be disparaging. That's just what it feel like to me, bro.
They act up on TV, yell real loud so people can watch your show and they can think that's how black people are.
But everybody doesn't yell loud.
No,
Like
he
Stephen
did.
A. is,
He
an
did.
exception.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other people,
Yeah.
who are phenomenal debaters and intellectuals.
I can't even remember my man name that he got him kicked off. Stephen A. Smith got him kicked off the show for calling somebody a coon. I think he called Steve Harvey a coon or something like that.
Analyst
It was an analyst that was on the first take originally. He had called
with the black old girl.
it was a,
Oh no,
it was a
that's
black
a
guy.
different
Like,
situation.
he called RG3 a coon years ago, and Stephen A. Smith, instead of standing up for him and say, "Bro, you can't use this type of use those words about our people on the show or whatever," like pull man to man, side to side. He just publicly put him out there, like threw his man to the wolves. I'm like, you dirty, you foul.
Yeah,
and now he on the seat. Now he a guest on the show with Skip Bayless. That Skip Bayless left and went to Fox 1. So that's just what he do. Like Stephen A. Smith does not represent us well. At
Oh, you
all.
talking about that country dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name. I
Not
know who you
Shannon
talk-
Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
No,
He on the show with Shannon
he's
Sharp,
on
but
the
it's
show.
it's a guy analyst that called
that come and visit.
That called
my bad.
RG3
is he
a coon.
heavy set?
My bad.
He a bald head guy. He not slim.
Oh, I know.
He not slim. He slim.
He fat.
He thick.
You not
over
talking about
I'm thinking, are you talking about the Herd? My man from the Herd?
No. I'm talking about an analyst that was on that show, and he called you. I mean, Google
And I
search
watched
it. He
that
called him
show.
a coon. He called RG3 a coon on the show, and that.
But I watched
big
Skip
uproar.
and Shannon. Or,
Skip and Shannon is the best.
Man.
Shannon Sharp is the
I
guy.
love Shannon Sharp, man. He love the people, bro.
But yeah, needless to say, like, we get out of pocket with just calling.
Now he loud, but we, you know what I'm saying. But it's a different type of loud. You feel me? We can appreciate what he's saying, I guess.
But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Like, that form of tearing each other down.
Yeah, man. On that type of platform. Like,
Do we forgive though?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely have to.
No, but think about it. Like, as a whole. Do
Oh,
y'all
you
think
mean
we
like
really
black
forgive?
people?
Oh, as
Yeah.
a whole. Okay.
Do we
okay.
really?
It depends.
No.
It depends on what. No, because it depends on what you do. I think it depends on what you do. Now we've come into a place in society now where we have been less forgiving of certain things.
Depends on who you are, though. Like we've forgiven some mediocre.
That's what I'm
stuff,
saying. It definitely
Nah,
does
one white
And
depend.
then let some.
We let
minor
stuff slide.
stuff.
We're more quicker to. I'll say this. We're more quick to forgive each other.
Oh, okay. I can dig that.
I'll say that. We're more quick to forgive each other, but when it comes to like somebody else, like
You think so?
white folks, we not all that willing. I'm gonna give you a perfect
I
example.
got a great example.
And
for
I
you.
just
I got you,
wanted
Irvin.
to I wanted to
I
talk
promise.
about this. Y'all remember what y'all about to say, but I wanted to actually talk about this. Is the little black girl, the little girl, her mama lost a job. They wanted to go to Disney World, Disneyland, whatever. The little girl decides, I'm going to sell water in front of the apartment so that we can hopefully raise up some money to go to Disney World. The lady that lived in the building
Permit
had
Patty.
had Permit Patty is her name. That's a fact. Lived in the building, had her windows down, was working. She said she told them to quiet down, and they didn't. So she called the police on them. They tore her up. You know what I'm saying? Like we do. We tore her a new one, and she was receiving death threats. She apologized. She apologized on TV and literally said, "I would like to apologize to the lady and her daughter." They talked to the lady and her daughter. The lady said, "Nah, I don't accept that apology." Not to mention that somebody heard the story and bought the people 4 tickets to Disney World or Land, wherever it was. So they're like happy, excited. They get the news, oh, we got 4 free tickets. All we got to do is get there. Next thing you know, can you forgive the lady? Like, she wants to apologize. She literally feels bad for what she did. She regrets. She literally said, I regret handling it the way I handled it, and I would like to apologize to them. They got the mic in the lady face. She like, nah, we not accepting that. I'm not accepting that apology.
Right.
So to me, that's like the perfect example.
I
Like,
got one for you. I got one. I got one. Hey, I got
gotta
one for you.
forgive
Though.
that lady, man.
When I went to the
she
Dr.
said she
Boyce Watkins seminar.
Why not?
Here you go. Hold on. Let him finish. Let him.
My
We
bad, my
finna
bad,
get.
my
No, we
bad.
finna get into it though. I kind of felt like he was gonna be like, no. But go ahead.
When I went to the Dr. Boyce Watkins seminar a couple months ago, they had a panel up there. Entrepreneurs, people that's been business men and women 10, 20 years. It's a black woman out here got a dry cleaning business.
Okay.
Dry cleaning business.
Dope.
And the whole seminar, well, one thing that she emphasized on is that we need to support black business.
Okay.
And in a nutshell, she said that we are harder on ourselves than we are, these big brands. So, for example, if me, small black businessman, dry cleaning company, if I mess up, it's slim to none that you want to give me another chance, in being a black person. Whereas if it was, out of the city, we'll give, our money to the Asians, we give our money to, the whites, whatever it may be, and we give them chances. But we are harder on ourselves. If we mess up, that's like it's done.
Give our money to Walmart, no matter how rude they are.
No matter.
Give your money to McDonald's, no matter how disrespectful or how many times they get your order wrong. You keep going.
You tell yourself you ain't gonna go.
Yeah, but
Walmart
you
was
back.
there, man. I don't think I've ever been in Walmart in the last 4 years when I'm the only one who receipt and bag got checked.
That boy be feeling
some kind of way.
he like
you, bro.
everybody else went past
Everyone
you.
else walked past it. It's always the
Bro, 'cause
I'm the random one.
Bro, everybody purchased gum and like Cheetos. You got this big 45 inch. Like what you
No,
expect,
bro.
But
No, man.
but you feel on but on the real like
No, you don't.
like, oh,
you
we
don't.
forgive him.
You joking. You
I'm
joking.
seriously joking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he gonna put it in his back pocket, so don't worry about that. I ain't worried about that.
I wouldn't have went out with the front door with it.
Clearly,
Oh,
but no,
man.
but you know, are
Almost
we
got a door.
forgiving with one another? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that definitely. I think what I just heard was we are forgiving with one another, but only when it's not directly affecting us, because we are hard on black business owners. Like, you mess up, you a black business, and I'm black, and I done patronized you, and you mess up, oh, it's a wrap.
And that's that.
Now, I'm not saying me specifically, because I will definitely give, you know, a black business chance after chance after chance, for sure, give them a chance to get it right. But I think as a people, that's what we tend to do. However, R. Kelly is just now kind of getting
That's exactly
getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we first heard those allegations, and we was kind of like, you know, his music's still good. Like, we forgave him, and we do that a lot. Like I said, when it's not directly affecting
But
us.
I don't think it was a forgiving moment just yet.
What
Because
you mean with R. Kelly?
yes,
Bro, we
yes.
have been
Hold on,
forgiving
hold on.
him for
Hear
years,
me
bro.
Hear me out. Because even with the allegations, like, we still didn't 100% believe, you know, he was having little farms with girls.
Bro,
you know what I'm
bro,
saying?
But stop.
No.
stop.
You gotta
Wait,
finish.
wait,
Let me
no.
finish. I promise. Let me finish.
He said stop.
Let me finish. Because and I say this now. Granted, you ain't got to bring up Aaliyah. Okay, I'm hip. But even with the
The
videos,
signs were there. Go ahead though.
Even with the videos, you know. And granted, we were all youngsters. You know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying. But it's like, we knew women or girls our age would lie and say they are X, Y, and Z years old to get something popping.
That's a fact.
So it's like, when you are in his world where people just throwing pennies, like, you're not asking for ID cards. You ain't asking for, you know, you're not asking certain type of questions. It's like, man, hop in. Get it
it off,
in.
bro.
So
Yeah,
now,
no,
hold on.
I hear you,
So-
but I
so-
do think you.
No.
wild
But
right
hear me.
now. I
But
do.
hear me. But no. We
listening.
didn't. It wasn't cemented just yet. Now
Bro, you saw the tape.
I just addressed the tape. That was my whole little
Right,
rant
but
right
you
there.
can't say that we didn't know. Like, bro. That,
But I'm saying
you
no
saw that,
intention.
bro.
No
Did you see the tape that I saw?
intentionally snatching up little girls.
Bro, you saw the tape.
I did see the tape, bro.
You look at that tape and said, "Yeah, that's a minor."
Bro, I don't remember anything.
See, but I'm from, I don't know, maybe it's different from where I'm from, and it could be
Man,
Maryland could just
I
have that
almost
issue.
feel like telling you to not say what you about to say. I just feel like you about to say.
No, I ain't gonna go that way.
Okay, all right, cool.
I don't know the
A
way.
little bit.
Yeah,
though.
you want to know the way. I think he is when they say it, but go ahead.
I don't condone. I don't.
No,
Wait,
no,
hold on.
we
I gotta
don't- we
say.
don't- we
No,
don't condone.
I gotta say that real quick. I don't condone that. I'm just saying.
You don't condone.
In 2001, 2002, whenever it occurred, I don't think it was a moment of, you know,
Bro, you cannot
needing
tell me.
an apology or forgiving him just yet because it wasn't cemented. But there you go. Forget you, bro.
Hold on. I just no,
I
bro.
tried to
We
give it
can't
back.
just walk past that, bro.
Bro, we
Did
ran
you see
past
that
it.
tape?
Yes.
Did you see the?
We all
you saw
seen the tape.
Bro,
And you know what?
I
I
can
think we
see
just
what's up.
committed. I think we just admitted to committing crime. Everybody said you because you said, you know. Oh, you said you don't remember.
Oh,
But
I'm
that
from,
mean
I'm
you
from the
saw
block.
it.
Y'all can't get me to say nothing.
You said whatever. You just admitted you saw it. You said you don't remember it.
Okay.
Like y'all was looking at her face.
Bro, I wasn't. I mean,
Bro.
we was looking at her face.
We were children as well at the time. I
We
haven't
was
seen
children.
it as an adult.
No,
I haven't
me
seen
neither.
it as
Facts.
an adult.
Me neither.
I was a child myself. And at that age, I said, "This dude is tripping out here."
Facts.
Then,
I don't agree.
Facts.
and we still allow him to keep Like it was
And
just like
we forgave him, bro. We
forgave him.
It
definitely
wasn't
forgave.
cemented. It wasn't.
Are you saying cemented like he hadn't been convicted? Is that what you're saying?
Bro,
It wasn't like
he
wildly
married a
long.
16-year-old.
No, but I'm saying, what do you mean when you say it wasn't cemented?
And
he married a 16-year-old.
I know the Leah situation.
He
That
married a 16-year-old.
it wasn't.
He
It
married
wasn't
a
an
16-year-old.
it wasn't like, again, it wasn't an intentional pattern. Like it literally had to happen over and over again for us to get it. Like even right now, cats forgot all about R. Kelly until
Is
you heard
anyone
hold
marrying
on, hold
someone
on,
and
hold
not
on.
having sex?
Hold on. We forgot all about all of that until we just in recent news heard about the
The sex ring.
yeah.
No, we didn't forget about it.
Well,
You all
I did.
forgot about it. I
All
knew.
right.
For years I've been like, bro. we
Yeah,
just
people
gonna
from
let him
Chicago.
slide, bro.
No, people from Chicago
is-
was hanging him.
Bro, the thing
Like
is,
people from Chicago was definitely like.
I don't know a dude in the
Oh,
shop
he
who
did that.
don't know at least 1 or 2 chicks R. Kelly was messing with at a young age.
Right.
At a young age.
Like I've definitely heard this
Like, bro,
before. Like
he-
for sure.
Y'all saw that, bro. You saw the tape. He married a 16-year-old.
Where we
Bro,
from
I
though?
get-
Well, we went back in the beginning.
Bro.
We said where we were from. Like we all migrated to the north
Oh,
or to the
snap.
Yeah,
Midwest.
here you go, y'all.
And I don't know.
Go
Man,
ahead,
But
go
still,
ahead, bro.
He
No,
married,
go ahead.
But like you have to.
No.
we can't be just like
We can't.
idiotic. He married
No,
a
it's
16-year-old.
two things though.
No
Let me-
one's
let me-
marrying
let me-
someone.
Let me go
say
somewhere
they're
for 1
not
second
sleeping
though,
with.
because I
say
stopped twice. 2 things. What Rick was speaking about earlier about elders. You know, your older people saying, your uncle saying, this is how you should dress, pants down, and so forth. When I think of that, I think of when our oldest people told us like pull your pants up. They had their pants up, so they were telling us what to wear because they did it. The same thing we look at with the women we find ourselves attracted to, or my grandfather's substantially older than my grandmother. It's not like 25 years, but it's a good. If it's 10 years, that was the norm. So we looking at what was the norm in our community, and we saying because another community don't do it that way, we should be relegated to their opinion. I get it. He married a 16-year-old, but how many people at that time was literally in the real world, older men marrying young women in other countries doing it now?
I know of situations, specifically in the South, where like there's like a 20-something year difference, like over a 15-year difference, as far as like the man and the woman. Like that was definitely a thing back then, and it wasn't considered like pedophilia. It wasn't considered pedophilia. However, I don't think that is appropriate for today, but not even for like when in 2000, 2001. Like I just don't think that it's not appropriate.
That still exists to this day. Like,
No, for sure.
In the state of Hawaii, it's a federal law of when you can be married, but in the state of Hawaii, you can legally marry someone that's 16 years old.
No
That's
matter
still
how
wrong.
old you are.
No matter how old you are. That's that she's not a minor at 16. So you can marry him then, but does it make it all right?
Yeah, and that's my thing.
It
like
does.
It does?
It doesn't.
And look, we have to look at this from a big picture. We have this stance because we've been groomed in this society right
Absolutely.
here.
Keep agreeing, man.
If
Go ahead.
'Cause y'all, he definitely said that, but no, I feel you. So okay,
Like, so that's why we're groomed to think this type of way or have this perspective. If we were born in 1920s or 1860, who knows what? Well, I know we wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like we would be doing the same
Or
thing
1960s.
according to society, depending.
Right.
Yeah,
And this
according to society. So
and-
that's the thing. We just been groomed.
I got a question
I-
for you. I got a question for you, Mr. Mike.
I don't condone it, but
I got a question. You have daughters, sir, right?
Yes, sir.
If your daughter came to your house
Mm-hmm.
and said, I want you to meet this guy, and he was 45 years old and she just turned 16 or 18 or whatever, would you be cool?
Yeah.
be honest, Mike.
Come on, man.
Let's
Knock
be
it.
funky.
It's not-
Let's be funky. Let's be honest.
See, but
Knock it
let's be-
completely
let me just
off.
say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. No dad is comfortable
feel
with
like you're
any
not being
man
honest.
walking.
Right.
So I wouldn't
I know
hold on.
he's not.
I
completely
wasn't
off,
being honest.
sir.
I wasn't being honest. Let me just say this, because I feel like that was a trick question because
Yeah, 45. Now you
It's a trick
stretched it.
question.
You stretched it
But-
with 45.
No, like
I hear you though.
25 and she 15, bro. Come on, man.
I mean, I just feel like at that age, no dad at any point in today's society, how we're groomed, we're comfortable with our children. And when she's 25, bringing a man home and saying, this is the guy I'm ready for, we already still going to give him the third degree no matter what. That's why when we watch movies like Den of Thieves and we see all the men in the room and they grilling the dude, we think it's funny, or Bad Boys, and they're like, playing jokes on the boy when the daughter bring him home, because that's how we feel as men as it pertains to our daughters. So to say that's an issue, no man, like as a father, I don't know how any fathers felt back then when their daughters were being given away. They still wasn't happy with the idea of what men gonna do to their daughter. I mean, it's just a thing.
So we should forgive R. Kelly again.
No, I'm just we're mixing two different
you
things.
Cold. Like you took it there, bro.
R. Kelly,
look, he
that's
needs,
what I'm asking.
no, he needs to suffer, the
like
penalty,
anybody else
100%. But how you
Right,
just brought
okay,
that?
but he needs to suffer the penalty. But that means we
As a
can't
community?
forgive him.
Wait. What was the question? You said,
He
do we
said, so
forgive
we
him?
need to
No,
forgive R. Kelly
definitely-
again.
He needs to, suffer the consequences.
So the answer
for
is no?
sure. No, matter of fact, I didn't answer the question. No,
You
we
didn't
still got
answer
to
the
be able to
question.
forgive. 100%. We got to.
So the answer is yes. We need to forgive R. Kelly.
We got to be able to forgive. Give him another chance, man. Just don't.
Brandon, like, I'm not gonna be able to do
Just
it.
don't sit him next to nobody that's in high school. Say, no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, but you know what? I think it was definitely an industry knowledge that R.
Norm.
Kelly had
Oh.
an affinity for the youngsters.
But that's
I
the
think
thing.
that's industry.
That was the
knowledge.
industry.
No, it's an
knowledge.
industry norm.
It's the industry norm. So when we look at R. Kelly doing it, because he got so close to them people.
Yeah, because Kamora Lee was like
So,
16 years old.
There we go. That's it.
Politicians, but never mind.
Kamora Lee.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Politicians.
Kamora Lee was
She
16.
was young.
Yeah, she was like
really
16. And I don't think he had married her at when she was that young, but he was definitely like. And then we look at that movie Belly. I think Charlamagne might have brought this up too.
Oh, yeah,
But we
yeah,
look at that
yeah,
movie
yeah,
Belly, that
yeah.
rapper chick Vita.
Vita.
She was like 15 in the movie.
Yeah.
And she was
That's true.
serving Tommy. You know what I mean? So
It's
The
so
community.
Exactly.
Like this,
It's,
nothing
community.
new.
I realized that it touched way closer to home to me because one of my homies. I got two scenarios. Actually, my dad is he's 76 years old. His wife is in his 40s, in her 40s.
ooh wee, see there?
That's one
But
scenario.
when did they get married? They were
I don't
grown.
know. Yeah, they were.
So that's
of course,
different.
Yeah,
That's kinda
yeah. I'm just saying it's a big age
So
difference.
she was
Almost
age
30
difference.
years.
But that's different. Once
But,
you cross the age barrier, look, you
But
open game.
I had a homie
Fair game.
in the neighborhood, in the hood.
I get you.
And I used to this guy here.
Yeah.
I will roll.
Get
let the man tell his story.
Get the walks.
I just visualized it.
Right.
Hey,
Camera is on.
Hey, Irvin, stop running. I'm not. Boy, you look like you're running.
that walk.
That boy
But,
even walking in place.
Like
You got-
it kind of I realized like it's becoming more frequently that people are actually talking about this. Like it's really like homo what's it?
Pedophilia?
Homosexuals. Like they're
Okay.
getting comfortable saying that they're like pedophiles. Really, I had a friend
Wow.
who actually. I would see chicks around, like he was getting a lot of money, but I would see chicks around him. I'd be like, man, I know this little girl, like she's 16, and I confronted him about it, like, bro, what are you out here doing, man? You 30 something, you getting money, like, bro, chill out, you can't be doing this. And he literally responded to me was, when you go in the grocery store, you don't get
Yeah, I
the
knew
meat
you was
that's
about to say
been
it.
on the shelf for a long time.
I knew you was about to
You get
go
the
there.
fresh meat. I said, bro, did you really just say that?
Wow,
to me,
that's
bro?
wild.
Yes. So like it's sick, bro. How can you forgive?
Like that's wild.
But I
Yeah.
dig
So
this.
look. Fast forward. Every day now, I see a new article talking about them making it legal.
Word.
So like, come on, bro. They're classifying it just like homosexual. I was born this way to like little kids.
No. You're mixing something. And
Whoa, what is he mixing?
That's what it is.
You're mixing sin with like ageism. Ageism is not a sin. Just saying you somebody's an age and you feel this
I'm
way
talking
because of
about
person's
society.
age.
I said, how do we accept
like
this?
the norm, like how it's becoming
It's
the norm.
the norm.
I
So
hear you.
they're making laws. So right now the law is you can't date someone under 18.
So
That is the law. So they're getting laws passed that mean I could date anyone of any age.
Okay,
as a grown man. That's what the law. So
you
they're
made it
making
real. You made it real.
They're making it like how homosexuals got laws passed saying I was born this way.
So-
Right.
I could love anyone of any age.
So
Yeah,
if I'm
it's just a
16
comparison.
years old and I graduate, high school, and
You
my
put-
parents
you
sign,
put
and my-
more
hold on.
stipulations
No,
on
real
it.
quick.
Just your
Give me
age.
this,
You're
give me this.
16.
16. If I'm 16 and I'm 16 and I decide I want to go into the military, my parents can make a decision to let me go into the military. If I'm 16 and I want to go into the workforce, my parents can allow me to go in the workforce. We are now telling people my point of view is your point of view. Do it my way or don't do it at all. God gave us free will. Why are we going to take free will from other people and not let them make their own decisions? It's not necessarily just because it's wrong don't mean it's their decision. I can't say your decision is wrong because I don't agree with it. I don't agree with Islam. That don't mean that I'm saying Islam this, and boo, boo, boo. I'm saying Christianity is the way. And I'm going to preach Christianity. I'm going to preach Christianity, but I'm not going to say blah, 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 you, Buddha this, Buddha. I'm not going to waste my time giving you energy when I could talk about my own doctrine. So if I believe a thing, I can stand firm on what I believe. So when I was 17 years old, and my birthday is in December, I was still, my birthday's in December. I graduated in May. I was 17 for 7 months, 9 months before I was 18 and was able to go in and do the same things an adult could do, quote unquote. But I was already out of high school. I already had a high school diploma. I couldn't even go sign up for college without my parents' permission because I was under 17. So when you think about that law is not just coming with sex. Because we're Christians, we only hear the one part, oh, they're legalizing sex, but they're legalizing the age to make your own decision. And I appreciate being able to make my own decision at 17 because what I wanted to do could have been different than what my parents wanted me to do. So if I could make a decision for myself and say, I want to go and be a nurse in college right now, I want to go take up this nursing field. I have to go sit down and talk with my parents and say, this is what I want to do, and for them to give me an opinion or their opinion on life. I want to move on with life. People can make that decision on their own. So that age thing of legalizing that's just laws. So many things are bagged into a law, and we only hold on one part, like the whole law is bad.
Are you helping to pass this law?
Hey, but his
that was a great argument.
yeah, that was dope.
Man.
That was
I just don't see it. That way.
I don't agree. Like I hear you with the able
hear
to make
you,
your own decision.
But I just
I
can't,
keep going back.
I can't go with that,
I keep
bro.
going back to where we were groomed. Again, I can't say I'm gonna get a 16-year-old because in my mind is
Bro,
no.
like even
But
when I
we've
was
been
16,
groomed.
Wow.
and when I was 16 and I dated older women, would mess with older women, I knew my mind wasn't capable
See, that's not.
of
No, don't do that.
like her
What?
mental capability
No.
was way past
No.
where mine.
Tell you one thing,
Okay.
bro. I literally know 12-year-old street cats raised in the street, who taught how to survive. My mom was 15 with 3 kids, 17 with 3 kids. You can't sit here and say because you're 17 with 3 kids,
I didn't say
you're not mature. When life hits you,
I didn't say
you're mature
mature.
on your. So I'm saying we saying because she's not old enough, people can't make that decision. I mean, most of us were out there in the street doing our thing, 12, 14 years old. Like, no, I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna survive. So we know how to survive better than some 25-year-olds. But because they're 25 years old, they have the right to make a decision. But when I was 15, I could do what they do with no problem. I was working all night and then going to school that same day in high school and was no issue. But now you're telling me some 25-year-olds can't even make their own decisions, but their age gives them the right.
But now dig this, and I hear you. We've been agreeing all night, but
I don't like this.
but this a different slant right here.
Go ahead, please.
You ain't gonna say that after this.
Ah, man.
My bad, bro.
Let me cover your mic. Go ahead.
The law was put in place for a reason. That boils down to it. Like 1800s, even ancient times, age wasn't really like a factor. You know what I'm saying? But the law was put in place for a reason. There had to be some sort of reason, psychological, because there's going to be some exceptions to the rule. Everybody's not put in that extreme condition. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, like right now, having a conversation with the 16-year-old, and I get it, there are some geniuses, intellectual 16, 15-year-olds, 100%.
But does that mean maturity, though?
That's what I was about to say. Like, the experience is different. So that's why I said there's exceptions to the rule, because they encountered life a little earlier than others. And we see that. We see little kids being exposed to activities way, in our mind is before their time.
They should be.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Why is that? Because we have come to a place to where we understand that it takes time to mature, but we're only able to identify that by our experience.
Yeah.
Like, even when you were 16 years old, your mindset compared to your mind right now.
Right.
You feel me? You smart. I'm still impressed with the degrees and with the situation that you experienced.
Yeah.
But you're still 16 years old. There's a maturity level that you haven't quite reached just yet.
Right. So no matter how mature you even are at 16,
Right.
like it's still a minuscule level.
And I believe the
of
Bible
maturity.
it gives us instructions on how we're supposed to run our life, and there's a distinct separation in adulthood and childhood in the Bible. When I was a boy, I spake as a boy.
Yeah.
But when I was a man, I put my childish ways behind me. So there's a distinct separation of a child and a boy.
It don't say 16.
It doesn't.
It don't
give us
say
a
an
clear
age.
But
It
it
don't say
says
an
that
age.
it gives you
It's a
that there's a
mindset.
distinct separation.
Yeah, it's a thought process. It's a maturity.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset. But like, for real, like how many mature 16-year-olds are there? I don't think it's a lot.
I think it's a lot.
I don't think it's a lot.
And it's
I mean, so
levels
what makes
to
you-
it, but that's the thing. It's
it's-
just
I
levels
think there's
to it,
enough
man.
Right here.
There's
right,
enough of them to. I think there are 16-year-olds that know how to survive, but that don't make them mature.
But we're using the seesaw effect right here to me, and I think we look at 16 and then we take 18. I mean, it's 16 and 18. They're
I
right
was
there.
a completely
What's the
different person
difference?
between 16 and 18.
Not majority of the people though.
It's just
I was a
experience,
completely
bro.
different
That's
person.
what I'm saying. But we talking about our experiences now. We're going
But
through experiences.
that's what separates 16 from 18.
Experience.
2 years.
That's a lot.
Hey,
Bro,
man,
2 years is a lot.
It's a lot.
bro.
It's a lot that
I
can happen
literally
in 2
told you,
years.
like, between 16 and 8, I had to fight to stay out of
Let
prison
me
so
say-
that I could join the military at 18.
We all
Like,
agree.
a lot happened between 16 and 18.
Can we all sit back and say now, right now, when we look at ourselves when we was 21, and then we looked at ourselves at 25, and then looked at ourselves at 30 and say, man, I was dumb at 25. And then we looked at ourselves at 25 and say, man, I was dumb at 21.
I
We
see a
all say
difference
that.
between each one of those.
Yeah,
ages.
I could say dumb for sure.
We all can say we had some dumb moments. So then when we sit there and saying 16 to 18, that doesn't because you reach the age of legalism or legalizer, or when they decided that you're legal. Because, like, well, y'all from Detroit, that bridge, going across that bridge, going into Canada,
19.
have a good time.
Get
But here in
drunk
America,
as a
21.
skunk.
But
They deciding what you can do and what you can't do.
Right. But I hear you 100%. But we're not even talking about like what's legal and what's illegal. We're just talking about the contrast between 25, 15.
Yeah.
The difference in the mindset. Like, regardless, to forget what's legal and what's not legal.
Okay. I hear exactly what you're saying. And I mean, I was like, man, these girls are beautiful in high school. I
And
was
he's like
loving
that
it.
at 25. Man, these girls are beautiful in the club.
No.
Nah,
I'm just-
I'm
joking,
No,
bro.
I wasn't doing that. But what I would say with
That
that
was
is,
me.
I heard all the girls when I was in high school, and I'm quite sure y'all can like, yeah. Y'all ain't hear the girls saying, oh, no, I don't
Right.
date high school boys. I date older guys.
And I thought every dude they was messing with was a pedophile at that age.
But I'm saying that was a norm. I'm just talking about the simple
thought
fact that if
every
it's
one
a
of them
normal
was a
thing,
pedophile.
is it
I ain't
wrong?
really
I mean, like,
think
why
about
we
it.
make like a norm?
Yes, just because it's
We
normal
heard-
don't
we-
make
I
it
heard
right.
it. And I promised to God, at that age, I thought every one of them.
But
I was hanging
I
out
get
with
what you're
grown
saying.
Yeah,
dudes.
no, for
like when
sure.
I was on the block, I was with grown adults. I knew
100%.
that their brain was more advanced. I knew they thought different. So when I heard a chick in my class say, "Man, my boyfriend 25," I literally said, "Bro, dude is
Yeah.
raping you." Like, because
dude is
I
raping
hung
you.
out with 25
Yeah.
and 30-year-olds at 15.
That dude is
So I
raping
knew what their
you.
thought process was.
Yeah, for sure. Me personally, I just always knew, dudes were getting more than just booty out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was
It's
to like
taking
really,
advantage.
we like to mold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As
We
men.
as men.
Okay.
Like whether it's molding men and molding women and not on some homo stuff.
Yeah.
But,
No.
why you think the older cats went to the younger dudes, you know what I'm saying, to get the work off? For one,
Right.
we ain't got to worry about going to jail. If they get locked up, if they get
Just
caught,
slap on the wrist.
you know what I'm saying? But they get to mold them, you feel me? And we do the same thing as with the girls. Like, we like to control, you feel me? And we want
Facts.
to mold.
Why you hitting me though?
Because I thought you used the word control a
Oh,
minute ago.
word. Okay.
My bad. Control.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I thought you was kind of trying to relate that
Don't
to
put
me.
me in that vein.
bro,
No.
I'm
Y'all
controlling?
pray for me.
I'm controlling.
But,
Yeah,
for
my
sure.
wife do what I say.
I know that's right.
She got to.
But molding, you feel me? And that's what we want. So that was always in the back of my mind when chicks used to say that. I'm like, for one, she thinks she's something when really she getting got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The work is on her.
Right.
Word.
I already.
I know you
taking
know.
all the
No.
risks.
Yeah.
I'm just
knew
going
what
through
it
my
was.
mind. Oh yeah. I know you know.
But that's what
It's
it's,
going through my mind.
some things are in us, like we just like,
Wait. Some things was what?
just in us. It's like
Oh.
it's just like it's culture, it's norm. Like
Pause.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what.
things in us, man. Pretty is
No,
pretty.
not that, bro.
No, I ain't saying we liking no children.
I don't know. What did you think he
I'm
said?
definitely not about to say it, bro.
We just go hit that with a pause.
I ain't no gay.
No, that wasn't the. No.
Ain't no gay in my blood.
Don't jump in the deep end.
Oh,
At the end of the
man.
day, I ain't no crab. in
Okay,
this barrel.
sir.
In the bucket. That's how
believe
you
in
reel
the
it
bucket.
back. You feel me?
We
We
not,
believe
yeah,
you.
because this conversation took a serious turn. Like
Man.
we went from,
Turn.
yeah,
We,
like,
we in the woods somewhere. We
Boy, that escalated quickly.
like that took a for real turn. We went from crabs in the bucket to like age.
Did anybody leave a trail on how to get back home?
I don't
Right.
even know how we get back to
Every
it.
now and then I tried to revert.
I know.
back.
Word. Hey, no, but this how it's supposed to be. This how it's supposed to go for sure. I definitely I've been hearing like, or what I've been getting from everything everybody been saying is the fact that it depends on how your environment, like how you were brought up, whether it was indirectly or directly, like your environment has a lot to do with, your maturity level, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? 16 is not 16 straight across the board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like 18 is not 18 straight across the board. We all know that 40-year-old
Yeah.
that's the biggest fool you ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, so, man, it definitely does depend on how you were raised, your environment, and things like that. But I think that's why we need certain laws to be, you know what I'm saying? Like what they are.
On the safe side.
Yeah, man. Like, cause and yeah, it is because of how I was brought up. It is because of how I was indoctrinated. I'm just not with a 40-year-old dating a 16-year-old. I'm just not with a almost 30-year-old dating a teenager. Like, I'm just not with it.
I just think it's propaganda. At the end of the day, they putting stuff out there so we can hold on to it. We can argue about it and have a conversation on it and put it out there. Because there's laws right now. It's like there's a law that state that if
Okay,
you commit
I'm with
adultery,
you. Whoa, I'm with you.
if it's a law that state if you commit adultery, you should go. It's a punishment that come with doing that. How many people get punishment by law for committing adultery? You're like,
They
whatever.
definitely do,
So,
bro. They get fined all the time.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like how. Okay, so here's
People
what
get fined for
here's what I
adultery
want to
all
say
the
though.
time.
They make these laws. I'll say it just like this. They make these laws, but they don't even abide by them themselves.
Oh, that's nothing new.
That's all.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, that's what I thought of when he said it. That's why I said, yeah, I'm with you, because like they make these laws and they don't even abide by them. Like, so, you know,
that's why they.
At the end of the day, it comes down to like your own conviction.
Like if you're in divorce court, if you have proof of your spouse cheating, you got the upper hand. You've won. But they're gonna get fined.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to pay you, and they're gonna be fined. So it's a punishment. It's just what type of punishment is it?
I mean, it's still laws on the book. I mean, just so. It's
But
so
like,
different
thing
things.
is, like, just like you said, it's propaganda. People thought gay people getting married was propaganda 20 years ago.
See, but that's the thing right now.
That
That's
was the same thing our parents.
It's a law
it's
that's
just
outright
propaganda.
So-
Now they're getting married.
Thinking about Kennedy,
So
about the past. So we about to get a new Supreme Court justice.
Uh-huh.
The new Supreme Court justice, if he's very conservative, he or she's very conservative.
Oh, it's definitely
we
gonna
know
be a Republican.
It's definitely gonna be a
Facts.
Republican.
So if they very
Facts.
conservative, the gay rights is gonna be shot down. Women's having abortions about to be shot down. We gonna be like, oh yeah. But what other things are gonna be shot down that we not really prepared for? That's gonna be wrapped up in that same law. We like, I ain't know that was coming with that, because a lot of them the marriage laws or the right to vote law, that didn't just only affect women getting the right to vote. That affect black men getting the right to vote. So when we talk about these laws and we break things down for having like, oh, it's just that, we can't just box the law into just one thing. So when we read the laws or we disagree with something, we have to say, I disagree with this part. Let's take this part. Not one law comes with just one little page.
Oh, I definitely
It's chapter
understand that.
books and chapter books when they passing these laws.
But everything about marrying a kid, I disagree with.
Facts. That's
Everything
what I
about
said.
that.
Like it comes
I
down to
understand
what your
you're
own
saying,
convictions
but
are.
everything
for sure.
about that, I disagree with.
Yeah, but what about you kids? Let's say they both 17 or both 16. We were talking about 16 because we just boxing into that
I've
age.
seen that situation. I've had a homeboy. He went to prom with the chick. A couple months later, he turned 18. The girl was still 17. The parents didn't like him and had him locked up. It was a bogus situation.
Well, the law been changed since then.
Yeah,
so.
but yeah, I remember that has happened.
High school.
That has happened. So
Wow, man.
He a
So-
pedophile. We all know R. Kelly a pedophile.
he's
I mean, it's
I forgive him,
established.
though. I love him.
It's established.
I still want to dance in the name of, step in the name of.
Oh, that's what it was. We was talking about forgiveness.
yeah, forgiveness.
That's where it was.
I'm gonna step in the name of love.
But we still, he said, I'm going to step in the name of love. We still need to forgive him.
Just make sure you're
Yeah.
stepping right, brother.
Just make sure you're stepping right. How old is your wife? No, I'm just playing.
She grown. I got a cool girl out here. You know what I mean? She got me a cool. She got me by 10 months. You know what I mean? I like
Who
to
was
say
he
10
singing
years.
to when he said bump and grind?
Whoa. Aaliyah? Because he don't see
Oh,
nothing
man,
wroong.
see?
Well, what about
That's what it was, huh? And then
Age
age ain't nothing but a number.
Hey, you already know.
Yeah, I
he
know that
he
was the
definitely
response.
wrote that. He wrote that for sure.
It ain't.
Man, oh man.
Don't be no hater.
Is Dame Dash and R. Kelly like the same age?
They gotta be.
Because before,
R. Kelly's older than David.
Yeah, definitely.
by
'Cause
how
Jay
much?
about to be
by how
50.
much? By a lot?
Hold on, we can definitely.
By a
It
lot
can't
or
be-
by a
It
little?
can't be major like that.
Definitely.
What I'm about to
But-
say is that
but-
before she died, she was dating Dame Dash.
But she was an
Right,
adult,
but
though.
She was an adult by then.
Oh, y'all tripping.
She was an
Nah,
adult.
she was
by
an
then.
adult,
She died at
for
what,
sure.
21, 22?
So because she was like 2 years old.
I told y'all, once you cross that threshold, you fair game.
What's the threshold? 18?
Look, man, I'll tell y'all later.
Man, tell me now.
We just had the conversation about 25 and 31. It's a big
Dame,
difference.
Dame Dash 47.
Okay. And R.
But
Kelly
he
is-
older than Jay.
How old is R. Kelly?
It has to be like 53.
Nah, don't do that to my man.
But yeah, that's not extreme. You know what I'm saying?
47 and 53, not that far apart.
51.
Yeah, that's definitely
4
that's
years.
even closer.
That's 4 years, see?
But she was, bro.
But
she
he was
was,
an- he-
she
she
was
was an
considered
adult.
an adult.
She was a divorcee.
She had experience by then.
Bro, she was a divorcee at 16. What are
So
you
what?
saying? You
So what?
funny.
She had experience by then.
young
You are hilarious. He said she was a divorcee.
Bro. It's the L-L-Y-H and rock the boat. Those for two different Aaliyahs.
What did you just spell just now?
I had my
I'm definitely over there
L-I-Y-H.
like, is that how it go?
That boy said 3 letters. It's the L-L-H.
He's singing the
Like,
Drake version. The Drake
bro.
version. The Drake version. You know. Oh, that album is soft too. I'm sorry. I tried to listen to it last night.
Did you listen to both discs?
I listened to.
He said you listened to both discs.
hear
Bro,
both.
you didn't listen to both discs.
didn't
What are you
listen
talking
to
about?
both.
When the last time you listened to a disc?
Hey, but even when you downloaded it, do say side A and side
Yeah, he
B.
did.
Oh, that's funny.
When you downloaded it, it says side A, 1 through 13. Then it says side B,
Yeah.
1 through 15.
I gotta be a critic now. I'm like, let me listen to this. The first 3
Definitely when you
songs.
downloaded it, says
I'm not with it.
They
I'm
said
not
he
paying-
too soft. I
So
listened to the
look,
first 3 songs. I'm like, oh,
the
this
first
is
No,
soft.
I'm
album.
not paying it. I
Soft.
didn't. I only listened to one joint, and it was one
Talk
joint
Up.
that I was only
So-
interested in.
I think
Talk
it's
up.
like this.
Yeah.
Side A was pretty hood. Side B is soft. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
was
he
like-
gave you.
I mean, a
you know,
balance,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He gave you. This is for the fellas. This for riding.
I heard some
you know,
of it.
And this is for when you with your female.
I started crying.
He
I started
sprinkled
crying
some
when I listened to
subliminals.
He said I started
I'm
crying.
like, I remember her. Miss her.
You wildin', you a wild boy. Hey,
He
so
sprinkled some subliminals.
Mike, what's the moral? What's the moral of this? What's the moral of this?
You gonna
story,
ask this man.
Yeah,
Like, you
I'm
literally
asking,
gonna
I'm
give
asking
him
you
the
too.
same.
I'm asking
He
you
wants
too.
some propaganda. That's why.
What's the moral of the story, man?
I don't know.
Training wheels. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, what does that even mean,
Oh,
bro?
no. I hope it don't mean. Cover his mic.
Want
Cover his mic.
he want them young.
No, not me.
Oh, okay.
I like
I
my
mean,
women.
Well, I take that back.
I like my women seasoned.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
it depends.
Put a little salt. I like I like them the way they come. Chocolate.
What's in your
preferred.
cup?
I got
Nothing.
I just drunk that coffee.
Whatever it is.
That coffee. That coffee. I still want to sit more like,
happened over
man,
here?
where's the coffee? But the moral basically is I just think we are very judgmental as a people, and instead of allowing us people to have our own culture, which we are, most of us, we know we descended from the African culture. And if I look at the African culture and some of the things they do and we do as a people, I just feel like we should hold true to it. We don't have to be so indoctrinated with someone else's culture in order to be human. Okay. We can be human with being ourselves. So if I wrap my point up, it's just really, live and let live. Like if I'm a Christian, I'm gonna be a certified Christian. I'm gonna try to win souls, but I'm gonna be me. And that's
What does that mean?
I'm a Christian black male, and that's all
I'm gonna be
can
me.
I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna hold true to my own ideals and not let someone sway me because their ideals are different. So if I'm in Iraq and I decided to go visit there or visit some island that the predominantly religion is Islam, I'm not gonna go and bow 5 times when I hear the call to prayer.
Word.
I'm still gonna be me. So here in America, just because you're going to change your laws or you're going to force your opinions on me, I'm not going to change who I am.
Okay.
I'm going to let my pastors, my elders tell me this is what we believe. And you said it earlier about the apostles debating. They did say they debate one with another. They debated gospel so we can learn what our doctrine is and, grow. And I'm down with growing, but I'm not going to grow because you want me to grow in your way. I'm going to grow with what I believe and still stay in some certain vein. And I don't think we had to get outside our vein in order to be humans, period.
Man, B. Irv, what you think the moral of the story is, bro?
Don't be no hater, bro.
Don't be.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I line up with what he's saying. Have your own thoughts about things. Be able to formulate your own ideas as well. Can't be just led by someone else's ideas and thoughts. But that's basically it. Don't be led by somebody else's ideas and thoughts. Think for yourself. Formulate your own ideas. Do you agree or do you disagree? Why do you disagree? Ask yourself those questions before you agree with someone.
That's word. That's word. What about you, Rick?
We need to be genuine and sincere with everything that we do. Everything that we do, we have to do it in love. You feel me? Whatever it is. Period.
Yeah, that's a fact right there. I think I would say that. As well. Like, we definitely have to be genuine and sincere. Everything we do has to be done in love. I want to say this, and I love love saying this saying. I don't even know where I got it from. I might have came up with it myself, but it's kind of too good for me to have came up with it myself. But it goes, you cannot withdraw in correction if you do not first deposit love. And so you cannot correct somebody harshly or however if you do not first deposit love into that person, because the goal at the end of the day is to get that person to receive what you're saying, especially if they're going down the wrong path, especially if they're not doing the right thing. Ultimately, you want them to hear what you're saying. You want them to listen to whatever wisdom or whatever good advice that you have. So you definitely have to start with love. You know what I'm saying? And so that's definitely, you know what I'm saying, a round of applause for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's conclusion. Man, we done, man. We done. We could actually keep going for another whole hour, but this has been the Honor Among Men podcast. We definitely thank you for joining us. If you made it this far, man, we applaud you. Man. You know what I mean? But we'll see you again. Thanks again for joining us.